There's a couple people that are like, here's 20. One of my friends who knows my brother is like, I know your brother's coming to visit. Here's $20.
I know for a fact Doc gave that one time.
Oh yeah, he did
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, he said this legit recommendation.
He does too.
I think we need to move the camera this way. Can you just scooch that?
Well, I can. If I sit, there you go.
There we go.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Yeah. That's choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Here's
choice.
the money, but you got to spend it on stuff I think is
What was
is,
it?
Right.
Yeah.
is
We'll
worthy.
support you, but not
Yeah.
a drink.
yeah. Food, sure.
Booze,
but not all
sure.
food.
So I told people
They
that I'd
probably
start
wouldn't
buying
approve of our
coffee
food.
instead. Like if you don't
Okay. Yeah.
use this for coffee,
Okay.
put that in this, and then I'll buy coffee.
And that's okay.
Yes.
But, okay.
Yes.
Terry Holmes said I have both channels up.
Nice. All right. Is it time to go here? Are we ready to do this?
22 seconds.
We're ready to make moves here.
For whirlwind live stream.
Yeah. Double
We're
your
going
live
till we
stream,
drop.
double your. It's like that.
It's like a.
It's
dance
like that Happy
contest.
Days
Yeah,
when
exactly,
the
yeah.
Fonz was
I'll do the
was
Russian.
so tired,
Mhm.
and then Joni had to win though,
3,
and then he had to.
2, 1.
He was gonna have to cut his hair, right?
Yeah, I think so.
He had to get a
Yeah.
crew cut if
Uh-huh.
he lost the
And
dance
the
off.
Cossack dance at
Yeah,
the end.
Because he had so much energy, and he was the
Everybody
Fonz.
went, yeah.
Wait, so I'm on a different time zone. I'm probably actually going to drop first. So does that mean I have to get a crew cut tomorrow?
Yes, or you have to be the Fonz. Oh, whatever.
I-
yeah, whatever.
I
yeah.
can be the. Oh, I don't want to take my hat off on the internet.
You're cool AF, cool as Fonzie, I believe is what that
Autofocus?
stands for. Hey everybody, this is Matt, and we're at Texas Toast Guitars.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Don't you have a regular intro?
Oh yeah, except mine's not until for another hour. But anyways,
Well, you're
hey,
not going right.
We are.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's
Anyway.
do that again.
Okay, that's right.
Hey everybody, this is Matt, and we're at Texas Toast Guitars.
Hey, this is Dylan with Dylan Talks Tone at Texas Toast Guitars.
And today we're doing, I don't even know how long this is going to let go, but one of us is not getting a crew cut if we pass out. That is what I do know. So we have all of our live stream and all of Dylan's live stream, and I guess we're just going to go until it's time to stop.
Yeah. So what I was thinking was, you do your thing that you normally do, and then you have the thing.
We have a very
Oh,
cool
and it's
thing
actually
today.
kind of in the shot. We're
Yep.
ruining the surprise. And so then in the second hour, we will do a little bit of my program, answer some questions from Patreon.
Mhm.
I will stop what I'm doing and stop them from what they're doing for Super Chats. I will do that.
Okay, and we will stop what we're doing for Super Chats too.
And if you really want to be like a super champ of a person, you'll open 2 windows
Yep.
for both streams
Yep.
so that we all get the watch time, and turn the volume down on one of them.
Or turn them both up.
Or turn them
as loud
both
as they'll
up.
go.
Yeah.
And tell us which one sounds better, because that's always fun.
Put the one
Unless ours sounds absolutely horrible, and then don't.
put
Yeah.
one out the window so that your neighbors know.
So Gary Redburn is driving because he will be here on Saturday for the pickup winding class, but so he
Yep.
can only do one at a time.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I think Doug
We'll let it slide this
Santaniello is
time.
also traveling. I'm not sure if
is Doug?
I don't know if Doug's
bet he's
driving or
flying.
not, but I know he was here and now he might be on your channel. I don't know. Ryan Ellis is here. Dastardly Dave is here, who is also driving. The Sir David Dangerous,
Yep.
of the Dangerous Brothers will be driving. Do you know how to address the Dangerous Brothers?
I've never had to address them both at the same time.
Okay,
no.
so one is Sir David Dangerous and the other is Douglas.
Okay, well, that would make sense.
So yeah, I don't know how that came. I don't know how Doug didn't get knighted, but Sir David did. So yeah, so I don't, and I know what you're thinking. Well, Matt, you're the guy who made the stupid idiotic names, but yeah, and I did, but yeah, I drink a lot of beer. So.
Here we are.
I should also mention that Leslie is still here. Normally she's in our live stream, but she's over there driving the thing. So she will be in the comments telling you guys stuff and probably laughing and giggling off on the side about things that you're talking about that are inappropriate. That's usually what happens.
I hope that there's a lot of inappropriate and show some irreverence, you bastards. So, so let's do a couple of administrative things here. And at the risk of doing it twice, once when ours starts and once when yours kicks off again. You and Leslie showed up today around 3-ish in the
Pretty much
module.
unannounced.
Yeah, pretty
Had
much.
no idea they were even coming.
Yeah. So the module is right outside. Are you going to stay in the module tonight?
Yes.
All right. Do we have a running module count? We have 3. Okay. Yeah. You guys. Okay. So now you're not going to stay here at the shop
No.
tonight, though you could.
We're gonna find a driveway.
You could stay at my driveway
Probably.
in the module. I don't have any room in the house, but we could go to the gym tomorrow at 5.
Oh,
You
no.
want to? Okay.
No,
All right.
no.
Maybe I won't go then either. So, but there are a lot of people who have motorhomes that park on this street all the time. How many bikes do you have in the module?
None.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna need to get more.
Yeah,
bikes.
you're gonna need to round up more bikes and strap them on precariously.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And probably a grill too that doesn't work.
Okay.
If
That
you
may or
fit
may
into
not
this
work.
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to look like
Plus,
yeah.
most of those motorhomes, I can't actually ever imagine being new. It's like you see something and you go, "There's no way somebody walked into a dealership and said, yep, that's the one I want."
Yeah,
right
your
there."
rig looks like
They're
a brand
so
new
clapped
thing.
out. So yours is new and nice, and I can picture what yours look like new because it's still new.
Yeah,
And these
Yes.
you can't. It's like you see an old International Scout and you're like, "There's no way that car was ever new."
yeah.
It's always looked that
In the
bad.
showroom.
That's
Yes.
how clapped out it is. That's all the RVs that stay around here.
And I love International Scouts.
Yeah, but
Same.
yeah, but
But when I had one, I only had one. So I was
Uh-huh.
breaking the cardinal rule of Scout ownership, which is you have to have 3.
uh-huh.
One that may or may not run, and then 2 other parts donors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think you see more nice International Scouts now than you did when I was like 10 to 15 years old.
Mine had like the fold down window. It was like Doctari. It was cool.
Yeah, because people just, I mean, they were just all clapped out. And now people have caught on
And they want it,
fixed
yeah.
them up and
Yeah.
and done all that. But for the longest time, yeah, they were just all awful.
Mm-hmm.
A tribute to how much they got used.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would imagine then that the number of parts scouts, you probably have to have 4 parts scouts
Yeah.
for every one good scout to
Build,
Okay.
yeah,
to have
probably.
That's
good.
the cardinal
That's
rule.
why there are better scouts now,
Probably
because there are
Yeah.
more parts
Uh-huh.
scouts.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, so you guys showed up in the module,
Mhm.
and you got here about a couple hours ago. You helped us do a little filming.
Yep.
What? I know why you're here. A lot of people know why you're here, but
Why
tell us a
am I
little bit
here?
why you chose to come out and
Why-
brave the complete lack of humidity.
Because you called me a year ago.
It was.
It was a year.
It seemed
ago.
like it was a long time.
It was a
ago.
year ago, and you're like, "Hey, I have an idea." So, apparently, people come here and learn how to build guitars. So
At
that's,
our blood, sweat, and beers workshops.
yes,
We're gonna meet Brian Duncan later. We already know him, but we're gonna bring him on. He came to one of those, and it was a lot of fun.
Mhm. He liked it so much he still comes around.
They just hang out.
even when he's not even building anything.
Totally unannounced.
So anyway, what we're gonna do is Saturday and Sunday, there are a few folks that signed up for next week's guitar workshop
Mm-hmm.
who are going to hang out with me over there and make pickups. They're gonna make their own pickups.
Yeah.
So then,
we added an all new workshop,
yes,
and it's basically build your own pickups with Dylan.
Mhm.
And then if you wanted to, you didn't have to, but if you wanted to, you could build a guitar to put the pickups in. And a lot of guys are doing that.
Yep. So by the end of it, you should have pickups that you made and a guitar that you made, put them together, and something to be really proud of.
What's
I think
cooler
it's
than that?
The
Yeah.
coolest thing ever, yeah.
So this is because we are not smart. We signed up for an entire month of this and sold out.
Yeah, we wanted to make it worth Dylan's time
Whew.
to drive out here because that was no easy feat,
Yeah.
right?
It's easier than doing this for a month.
At the time, you had the big RV too.
Maybe.
So-
Wait
so
till you have to drive home from California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the time, you guys had the big unit, and it was like, well, it costs however much to stay every night in
Yeah.
the big. Yeah. So
Yeah, so we changed some plans and whatever, and now this is actually going to be easier.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think it's way less stress. Actually, I feel super chill and super stoked to be able to. I'm really excited about it.
I'm very excited too, and I hope that your super chill lasts past the first hour. No, I'm sure. I know it's going to be great.
It's
Yeah.
going to be awesome. I'm
into,
stoked.
into June.
Yeah, into June.
I saw the list of people that are coming this week, and I don't know how much chill is going to be in the air. There's going to be a level of excitement and
Yeah,
intensity in
you're
the
right.
air.
We
We're just
know
going to say it like that.
Just about everybody
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
we've met at least 3/4 of the people who are coming, either we have or you have, and everybody's super cool.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
So anyway, Chris, how are you way over there?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm looking forward to this whole thing.
How's your
It's gonna
Cinco
be
de
really
Mayo?
rad. Mine's pretty good.
Okay.
How's yours, Cinco de Mayo?
Mine is so far so good. I didn't even remember that it was the Cinco of
Yeah, I
Mayo.
was watching the news this morning. They're talking about margaritas and what's the best margarita place. I'm like, why are they talking so much about margaritas?
Yeah, I completely
Yeah,
lost track of what
yeah,
day it is.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people watching here. I'm going to say some names. If I don't say your name, it's not because I don't like you. It's just because I'm having trouble looking at everything. NSJ Guitars, SS, Sir David Dangerous, Tony Lopes, Leal Custom Guitars, Lefty O, Jeffrey, ER Webster, Brian Duncan, who's here, Gary Taft. So yeah, we've got a really good group of people here. Mark FX, of course, Gary Redburn, Corey Falgrave, Doug Santaniello was here. So yeah, guys, thank you for hanging out with us. We've got a lot of good stuff happening. Did I say Ryan already?
Yeah.
Okay. Ryan is still here. Ben Duncan, who's that? And I'm getting this from your dad. So yeah, so the Joy Kaminski is watching. That's cool. So yeah. So a couple more administrative things. If you haven't signed up for the workshop, I think we're full on everything. Is that right? So if you missed out, you missed out.
I would say so because I think, at least for my part of it, there's a couple that are coming that are not even on your list. So I'm.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because
Now-
there was some last minute.
Okay. Now, if you have been waiting for me to send you the final invoice for your class, I'm going to do all that stuff tomorrow. It's written up on the board right there. Send everybody the rest of their invoice. You can't see it because it's not really written up there, but I know that I've got a bunch of invoicing to do tomorrow. So if you're watching and you're like, hey, how's come I haven't gotten my, because I'm spacey like that.
You're catching up.
Yeah. So I'm catching up, and so you will get it. You will get your invoice tomorrow. Okay. Ooh, God bless you, Chris. So yeah. Chris and I spent all early evening last night in the shop with our good friend Paul Shellooe from The Informants and from the Crime Scene. It's his band now. And he did a video where he played every single guitar that's in stock ready to ship. And that will be going out. I'm hoping that will be going out on Saturday.
Okay.
And there will be links in the description of the video to all of the guitars. But everyone watching now, I'm going to tell you right now, I have updated the website and there's a bunch of guitars on there that are going to be in the video. If you want to get one, you don't want to wait till Saturday, you can get one now. Cool. So
If you don't want it now, you will want it after watching the video.
yeah, because Paul shreds.
Yeah.
So so if you want a Texas Toast guitar and you don't want to wait, there are 6 or 7 that are ready to go. They're available right now for immediate shipping. There's also, I've updated the website to include stuff that's really close to being done. So like if you want, so we've got a couple that are already painted. And if you want to choose the pickups, like say you want Dylan to wind pickups for that guitar, you can buy the guitar and spec the pickup. So it's like getting a custom guitar, only it's almost done. So you don't have to wait very long. If you want a little more custom with a little more weight, we've got a bunch of stuff that's ready for paint, also listed on the website. You can pick the finish color. You can pick some of the hardware. Some of it's already, like I'm not gonna. Well, I want P90s and it's got hump. Well, I can't help you
Can't
there.
change that.
But so there's a bunch of those guitars up there, and you can pick some of the hardware and the finish color. And that's an even more kind of semi-custom thing that you can get sooner than having to wait for it to be done. And of course, you can always do what Vincent did and say, I want a carb top Challenger, and shut up and take my money. So that's always a good thing too. So if you guys are interested in any of that stuff, that video is coming out on Saturday. But if you want to jump ahead, you can go to the website right now and buy that stuff now if you want. Cool. Speaking of painted guitars, we filmed a video today that will be our premiere video for Sunday. And that is a Chris-centric, paint-centric video.
A long and tedious journey through paint.
It's going to be long. So what was
people
it?
like those.
What was the video?
So we prepped and painted a Challenger in a sunburst finish with our maple reveal binding and all that.
So
yeah, and it was, a lot of times when we film that kind of stuff, I try and expedite it as far as the short version of it.
Yeah.
But people seem to like the long version of it. So yeah, it's probably going to be pretty long.
So we deep dive into a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and so that will be our premiere video for Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And we're, like I said, we'll have that Saturday video of all the guitars that are in stock that listening to. You know how everyone's like, you should get a guitar player to come in there and really rock out. Well, we did.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't watch that, I'm going to be pissed.
I got to film what I think is the coolest part of the painting.
Clear.
Oh, yeah.
No,
No.
I'm not gonna even. You guys can spoil it.
The tape, the untaping.
Pulling the tape
Oh,
off
yeah.
the binding.
The reveal
Yeah.
of the reveal binding.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty neat to just because you're like, oh, that's a
I just thought of something.
You peel it off, it's pretty neat.
You're revealing the reveal binding, and there's 2 layers of tape. So
Yeah.
it's a reveal.
Mhm.
Double reveal. Double reverse.
If
Anyway.
only we had shirts made that said that.
Yes.
I think I still have mine.
Mine, I stretched the neck out on mine.
Did
so,
you? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a problem with that. Probably my head's fairly large or something. Maybe my shoulders slope. I don't know. Anyway, the shirts get stretched out.
Yeah. So I don't know what we're doing in addition to that, but it is Cinco de Mayo. We've got a guitar I have this old guitar.
Mm-hmm.
But we are going to take some questions tonight. So if you guys have any questions, please leave a bunch of question marks and we will try to get them, unless you do a super chat. Then we see those usually. I think we've missed a couple super chats and I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
And we
And you know what Cinco de Mayo means?
The
Cinco of Mayo.
The Cinco of
Mhm.
Yeah.
5-0 of Mayo.
Yeah.
I thought it was the day after Star Wars Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's what.
So we actually got a question on earlier today, Chris,
Uh-huh.
and I had presence of mind to remember to save it.
Okay.
It comes from a person named AR, whose little emoji is just a tone knob,
Okay.
and he asks, "Do you have to match the bridge to the neck radius? For example, if you had a Gibson style bridge with a 9.5 to 14 compound radius, would it be jacked up since the Gibson is usually 12-inch radius?" Well, the answer is yes. You do. It is best practice to match the bridge to the fretboard radius and also to match the nut to the fretboard radius. Now, you can imagine if I told you, well, is it a big deal to put just a flat nut in there with a 9.5-inch radius? That's basically what that is right there, is to say, well, I'm just gonna put flat. Doesn't match. So yeah, you need to, it is the best practice to match the nut and the bridge to the fretboard.
Mm-hmm.
If you add to that the conical radius of a or what people call a compound radius fretboard, then it's a little more difficult. Now, at the nut end, it's no big shake because it's usually something, and the nut is like that far away from where it's 9.5 or 10. The problem is that as it gets flatter, it continues to get flatter. So it's not 9.5 at the nut and 14 at the 21st fret and 14 at the bridge. It's 9.5 at the nut, 14 at the whatever fret, and then something even flatter than that at the bridge, because it's the distance from the end of the fretboard to the bridge is a distance, and it's going to continue to get flatter if it is in fact a section of a cone. That's what bugs me when people go, I got this Floyd and I'm putting it on a compound radius fretboard. I need a compound radius fretboard, and I'm putting a Floyd on it. Cool. What Floyd are you putting on there? Doesn't matter, because they're all 10 at the bridge. Even if the nut is 10 or 12, they're all 10 at the bridge. So are you going to shim that, or are you just going to stick it on there and go, I would really like low action? And then Matt calls you out on your shit and says, well, you got a dicked up bridge to go with this fretboard that you got. So you're going to have to shim it, or you're going to have a dicked up guitar. Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right.
We have a super chat over there.
We have 2 super chats over here. Neener. Which one shall we take first?
Go ahead.
Who,
No,
me?
mine came first.
All right.
They've been waiting longer.
Okay. Since we have 2, can we bookend yours?
Yeah.
One is from our good buddy Rick, who says, just because.
I dig that.
Well, we got Alan A, and he just wanted to see if I could interrupt Uncle Matt.
It's hard to interrupt Uncle Matt.
Thank you for the super chat. by the
Yes,
way.
thank you for the super chats. And here's
Nope.
John Own 11. Can't play any Roddy.
He is a regular on our channel, actually.
He
Can't play
writes-
any Roddy.
He writes, Happy
Oh, that's
Cinco.
his name.
Have fun. I wish I was there. You know what, John? I wish you were here too.
Yeah,
I don't know where you live, but why don't you get in the car?
I'd like to meet him. I sold him a guitar once.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would like to sell him a guitar once or twice. And it won't have a dicked up bridge
No.
thing. It'll match the fretboard. So yeah, match your bridge to your fretboard,
So,
or match it to what will be what the fretboard is if you
Yeah.
have a conical radius.
so that was going to be my question. I have a question.
All right.
Do I need to put
Just write it
super
on a
chat in?
$20 bill and
Okay.
pass it off. Yeah.
I'll put a super chat in.
Yeah.
So that means that if you, let's say, most fretboards, like Fender stuff lately, has been 9.5 to 14.
Oh, they're conical radius.
Yeah.
Okay.
So does that mean that the rate? A telly is easy to do; you just adjust it. But does
Yeah.
that mean that the effective radius at the bridge would be somewhere closer to 16,
Oh, well, it would probably be even more.
even flatter than that?
Yeah. So the nice thing about the Fender bridges, generally speaking, is that they are quite a bit more adjustable than, say, they are easily adjustable, more easily adjusted than a Floyd.
Right.
Um,
Or a stop bar
Or a
tailpiece.
stop tail.
now,
yeah.
a Tunomatic, is non-adjustable
So you end up having
by
to
screws. You know?
file stuff.
Yeah, you have to file stuff, and yeah. Now, having said that, the differences between the two things is so small that it's probably not that big of a deal. But since you asked, I'm going to tell you that, you got to match them.
In a perfect world, you got to match them.
If you're one of those guys who says, I really like low action,
Mm-hmm.
but the fact of the matter is that the widest deviation between 10-inch at the nut and 16-inch at the 21st fret is, Chris and I figured this up one time, is 11 thousandths, the maximum deviation.
Which
You-
is an E string thickness.
Yeah, which you and I both know could probably be compensated for. You could probably eliminate all that by fret leveling. If you improperly leveled the frets on a conically radiused neck with great big jumbo frets, you could probably make the whole thing 12 and never notice.
So we went to Righteous Guitars in Atlanta, Georgia one time, and they have a Plek machine there.
Mhm.
And he was telling me if you have a brand new set of jumbo frets, that you can actually, with the Plek machine,
Oh yeah,
put a conical radius into it,
Yep.
just the frets,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it works.
because the frets are 50 thousandths tall,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so you could build in 11 thousandths really
Yeah.
easily
Mhm.
and not notice.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's take a super chat from our good friend Corey, who says, Chris, is there still tequila in the shop, or do you need another? We need another.
Yeah, we need another.
I don't even care if there is tequila, but we need
I don't
another.
think there is
Corey.
any of that tequila. I can't remember where it disappeared. I don't need any tequila. But yeah, there's
It's a
no-
good idea
there's
to
no-
have some
there's-
around.
That is a good idea. Yeah, I think I don't know where it disappeared to. I think somebody came in and drank it.
I bet you it
wasn't
was
me.
Jimmy.
I think it might have been.
I think it might have
yeah.
been. Yeah. Grudgemeyer asks, is it a good idea to clear coat over pinstripe?
Yeah, I think it depends on what they're using to pinstripe, and the old hot rod way of doing things was you just pinstriped it and they wore off after a while.
But yeah, that one shot will wear off.
Yeah,
pretty fast.
yeah, and if you're doing one shot, you got to be careful with putting clear on because it can bubble the clear and do all sorts of bad stuff.
That's a great reason to not spray lacquer.
Yeah,
If you're shooting lacquer over one
Yeah,
shot, it'll
yeah.
it'll melt it and it'll just
yeah. Now I like
because one shot's basically ink, right?
it's oil-based enamel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's old school sign painter stuff. It's designed to stay wet for a really long time and sort of melt together,
Okay.
and it takes a long time for that stuff to dry.
So
Most pinstripers don't use one shot though anymore, I don't think.
okay.
But
So if you let me interrupt you as I want to do. If you had one shot and you squirted lacquer, acrylic or nitrocellulose lacquer over that, would it ruin the pinstripes?
If you weren't careful, yes.
Okay.
Well, it would ruin, really what it would ruin is the clear. The pinstripes would be fine, but there wouldn't be anything you could do to fix it.
it would
Okay.
crackle
Yeah.
and separate or something.
It crack the clear crackles on top of the pinstripe.
Because it's enamel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's oil-based enamel.
So we have done a bunch of guitars with pinstriping that Mike Learn has done for us. Gary Redburn's coming, and we've
Yeah.
got his prostitute up there.
And it's
It
a
looks
newer paint.
great. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we use modern good paint.
And most pinstripers want to use something that you can clear over if you decide you want to. For a long time, one shot was the only thing really that you could drag long lines with. But there's new modern stuff that works a lot better. And I do like to clear coat them because I like the pinstripes to last. But I don't necessarily want them dead flat because then it almost looks like a stencil.
Yeah.
So I still like the idea that there's some topography there.
So it
that
looks
it's
like
really, really shiny.
hand done. Yeah.
Yeah. There's something cool about, well, it's all cool about hand pinstriping and it's almost perfect from side to side, but you can tell it's done by hand.
Yep.
That's
You got
the
another
really
super
neat
chat
part.
over there?
Yep, it's from Corey Forgrave. But since
Uh-huh.
I'm not on camera,
Is it
I'm just going to read
how
it
much
like
tequila
some
do you
monologue
want?
style, okay?
Okay.
In a subtle but compassionate way, look over to Chris and tell him he should have some tequila today.
I think Corey knows I shouldn't have some tequila. Corey's been around me when I shouldn't have had as much as I did.
No, we got some.
There
stuff
might be
over
some
there,
tequila up
but we
there.
try to not keep spirits in the shop.
Mhm.
Sometimes it just sort of happens. The last time Brian was here, there was a lot of spirits in the shop because JJJ was here.
Oh yeah, that's when they all 4 or 5 of them split a bottle and
like
next
in
thing
a-
you know,
in a
it was
few
gone.
minutes.
Yeah. Hey, how's that tequila? Oh,
Gone.
gone.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
That was a fun day.
it was. Yep.
I have a question from Douglas Kaufman for you, Dylan. He asks, "Hey Dylan, I'm not even going to ask if it's okay. Hey Dylan, wait, hold on.
Doug's
Hey
coming to the
Dylan,
class.
why are vintage humbuckers narrower than modern? Which size should I put in the telly bridge position?" That's a great question. I actually know the answer to that.
So the vintage humbuckers are narrower because old string spacing was narrower.
Yeah.
49.2 millimeters. But most everybody, including me, uses 50 millimeter and 52 millimeter. Actually, most people who sell you a pair of humbuckers just sell you 50 millimeter humbuckers.
Yeah.
But I make 50 for the neck and 52 for the bridge.
That's cool.
Theoretically, you should put a 53 millimeter in the bridge of a telly or a Strat.
F spaced.
F
As it were.
spaced.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to know why we're talking about stuff in millimeters.
Yeah, I like decimal.
2 3/16. Isn't that what it is?
I think so. Yeah. No, because 25.4 is an
See,
inch,
this is why
so-
millimeters are better.
Yeah. So
I know.
let me ask you.
He's busting chops.
Let me ask you, why do you think Eddie Van Halen angled his humbucking pickup?
I know why.
I do too. I just want to see what you say.
Because it is a pickup that doesn't belong in that guitar, and he angled it in there so he could get some string spacing.
Yeah.
That would work.
Yep.
and he just, you know.
Have you seen the routing job on that? It was horrific.
I have. On my podcast a couple of weeks ago, I had Adam Reaver from FU Tone.
Cool.
And he actually was very good friends with him, and did a lot of his tech stuff.
Okay.
And was telling me after all kinds of, he was crazy.
Oh yeah.
There's two people, when somebody says, you know, I can hear the whatever, there are two people in the world that I kind of believe.
So one is Eddie Van Halen. Is the other one Eric Johnson?
Yeah. Other than that, I don't care what you say. You're
If
making
you
most of
have
it up.
never gotten a divorce because of your guitar tone, then don't tell me that you can hear the difference between one or the other.
Yes. Speaking of that,
Yeah.
it'll be on my Instagram probably later tonight. I actually listened to a cup of lacquer and a cup of urethane to try to tell if I could hear the difference.
You'll be shocked at the results.
That's right.
It was
you will
interesting.
be. Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yep.
I was blown away.
Was tequila involved?
No.
Not yet.
Nope. This was pre-beer, pre-anything.
No.
This was, fresh off the road.
I'm-
when your hearing's the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
When your hearing's the best. Daryl Hazelwood asks, I've never gotten an understandable answer to this. What is a PAF pickup? It is another name for a humbucker. Is a PAF its own pickup type? Can I take this one?
Yes, you may.
PAF stands for patent applied for.
Mhm.
It's no different from the pickups they made after that, which weren't PAFs because they weren't patent applied for. They were just patented things, or they weren't. But they're just humbucking pickups, and they were, at the time, they had applied for a patent for them.
Yep. And
the easiest thing in the world.
The only reason
There's
They-
tequila's getting distributed.
the only reason they are sought after.
I don't know if I can pay the freight for that. No, I don't live far from
That's
here.
a He-Man shot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just water. That's okay.
It's just water.
Oh, we're all getting them? Son of a-
Thank
All right.
Well,
you, my friend.
and the only reason those PAF pickups from the 50s that are real PAFs before they had a sticker on them, and then the sticker ones are any kind of mojo to them, supposedly, is just because they were only made for a few years.
Yeah.
It's the rarity of them, and they have a lot of value. Inherently, are they better than any other humbucker than like the ones I make like that? Not really.
I have a new finishing process and a new finishing product that has it. The term that we're using is PAF. So it's something and then PAF. So you will get, I'll get some of that cool vibe of it, but it's just a trade name. And
Right.
it's not a, there's nothing cool.
Well, you know, my PAF recreations are called DAFs. Still
Nice.
applied for.
Nice, sweet. Okay.
They're just as good.
So, hey, you could have something nice. It's just as good.
Or Dylan AF.
Yeah.
Dylan as Fonzie.
Dylan autofocus.
All right, so we're about a half hour in. I think it's about time to get our buddy Brian up here
Booby trapped, wasn't it?
and talk about let's do our I have this old guitar segment, which I think is fun. And guys, if you have questions as we go, we will try to get to them. Please write them on a $50 bill and send them up. That way we won't miss them. Or if you put a bunch of question marks, I'll try. I'm going to look over and see. But yeah.
And the second half, after about 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock Eastern, we are going to do a little Q&A. So
Okay.
if you want to save
Yeah.
those questions for that time, you can do that as well.
Yeah. Is this Blanco Tequila?
See,
See,
Don Julio.
All right, I'm just going to do it.
Good stuff.
Mm.
I'm gonna sip it because I enjoy it.
I do too. And you know what? Every night is Friday night. Every morning is Monday morning.
I was listening to the song "Blue Monday" by Fats Domino this morning,
Mhm.
and it's pretty good song because he talks about how hard it is all week long, and that but Saturday he's like because he got
That's right.
he got his money and his honey, and
Tell you, buddy.
and he gets to go play the club. He has to pay the freight on Sunday. He feels bad all Sunday, but it was worth it. And then Monday comes back around.
Gotta tell you.
Blue Monday.
Gotta tell you.
So anyway, how about if I move and I'll stand like back here and Brian can sit here and we can kind of do guitar thing.
I'm
I
gonna
have this
actually-
old guitar.
And I'm actually going to go move my camera because I have a zoom lens.
Okay.
All right.
and Get it on in there.
William wants to know,
All right.
hello, Matt, book match, center seamed fretboard. What do you think? Would it look cool? We actually did one of those.
We've done some stuff
And-
like that. The funny thing about that is it's really hard to keep it dead center.
Yeah, the problem with it
As soon as
is,
it's off just a tick.
Yeah.
man.
yeah, so I think it would look cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Loring Court, any spots left for the May build classes? I don't think so, Loring.
No, they're overbooked.
They're overbooked,
Just
but
get rid of the chairs.
Loring,
Yeah, we do that
July,
too,
we
sneak
have
around.
spots.
Yeah.
And I think we could make something really excellent in July if you're available for that. So,
Stand on the outside.
so this is my buddy Brian. This is my friend Brian, not your friend. No,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
friend of the
Never did.
friend of the shop, Brian Duncan.
They're always only Matt's friends.
Super cool guy, and he has this old guitar, which I think. What do you think of? I have this old guitar segment. You like it?
I
You brought a
like it.
guitar.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I might have another one we could do later. Too.
Okay,
It's
cool.
not-
I love
Not
it.
near as interesting as this one.
So what in the wide world of sports is this?
So this is what they call. It's not a lawsuit guitar, but it's a lawsuit era guitar.
It sure the headstock sure looks like a lawsuit thing,
Yes,
doesn't
it
it?
does.
Yeah.
Yes. But it's a Univox Ripper is the what they branded.
So
this
they
as.
ripped off the design from Fender and the name from Gibson.
And the name from Gibson.
double
and it's all-
lawsuit.
and it's all humbuckers, so they took that from Gibson too.
Okay.
And it's just really a cool old guitar. And this particular guitar, the story behind it is my brother owned this guitar for I don't know how long, 15 or 20 years.
Okay.
He rarely played it. This thing is in almost new condition,
Yeah, it is.
honestly. And I think it's a 76, but they're really hard to date because the pickups are the serial numbers are pretty arbitrary.
Okay.
But he owed me some money. I put this thing was in a storage shed that I was paying for, and he was off doing whatever he was doing, and came to the point where I had to get rid of the storage thing.
Yeah,
it's all
those-
his stuff.
yeah.
And I'm paying the bill. on
Hey
it.
man.
And he goes, just take whatever you want and, sell the rest.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, well, there was this guitar and a Univox amp, which was,
Ooh.
yeah, except it was a solid state amp.
Okay,
It
okay,
didn't
all
sound that great, and I bastardized it, and then I ended up tossing the whole thing.
You know, that's one of the cool things about the old stuff is that it's old stuff and you can do stuff like that
Yeah.
to it. And when you do stuff like that to it, everybody else's goes up in value when it remains
Yeah.
non
Yeah.
mucked
Exactly.
with. But yeah, it's fun. And sometimes old guitars are just old guitars.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, this guitar, even though at the time it was probably, it was a beginner guitar, really. It was a
Okay.
$200 or $300 guitar probably at the time. I don't know for sure. None of the guys that I've found that are Univox freaks have been able to tell me much about it because of it is so that serial numbers, like I said, they don't mean a thing. They said it was probably a later model because it has this cool
Yeah.
little
Oh, okay.
plate on it. But it's these I gotta grease these up, man. They're tight as hell, but they still work. Everything is original on this. You can see the 3-piece and the skunk.
Yeah,
stripe.
so as you know, one of the things that we like to do, and I have this old guitar, is point out some of the things that we notice about this old guitar.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you guys see?
Well, okay, I haven't looked at it in detail, but one thing that jumps out at me right away is how shallow the roundover is right here. Normally, Fenders have a 1/2-inch roundover.
Or people will tell you 7/16.
Yeah, when they're wrong.
Yeah.
This looks like it has a 3/8 to maybe a quarter round,
Yeah,
probably a
3/8.
quarter.
Yep.
And the sides have a flat to them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big time.
It does have a 3-piece. It has a 3-piece neck with so it actually has a 5-piece neck, doesn't
is,
it?
Yes.
So it has a no, it has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
No, this is-
7-piece neck. So
Oh, yeah.
because it's got wings on the headstock, so it has a multi-laminate neck with a skunk stripe and a fretboard glued onto the top. So the skunk stripe is purely cosmetic because, well, if you were doing all this other stuff and you were gluing your fretboard on, you certainly would need a skunk stripe. But even Fender does that.
Mhm.
Even Fender puts skunk stripes on stuff that has attached fretboards because they probably have a machine that they just do it, and that's that. I even see some 80 grit scratches in the headstock. You see them, Chris?
I haven't looked at it that close.
I can see them from here.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't see that close.
Right? Right?
Right here?
Yep, where they
Yep.
always
Where
are.
they always are, yeah.
So
Sure enough.
so you know what that means? There's a bunch of handwork on this. So even though it was a student model, or I don't want to date anybody, but do you remember? I want to say that I remember a time when this sort of stuff was in shops. You know?
Yeah, you used to always find stuff like this. Yeah, at used stores and
I want to say even
pawn
like going into
shops
like
and-
new, see like in right there. Yeah.
yeah. I don't remember going into new shops in 76 and 78.
No, but you
so,
figure like in the early 80s, there was probably still stuff.
yeah.
still
and they were
inventory.
$75 and nobody wanted. Like,
Yeah.
they were
Right.
Well,
that
yeah.
So the
So I think the factory that made these was a factory called Matsumoko.
It is.
And
Okay.
a lot of people always say, oh, well, those guitars are all plywood, but you can clearly see that this guitar body is not plywood. It's a bunch of pieces of wood, but it's not plywood.
Because
Yeah.
the joints are
Yeah, you can see that.
through the
Yeah,
paint
they're
job.
telegraphing through, and it's
Yeah.
it's pancaked too. I can see a joint here.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a bunch of
Oh, yeah.
3/4 inch wood, or 3/4. Yeah, probably 7/8. But anyway, and
Look at the neck joint. Of course, it's loose as hell.
do
Well,
you remember Bruce Clay at Rarebird Guitar Lab?
Yeah.
So he would have loved to have shimmed this for you
Yeah.
and maybe glued it in.
Well, trying to figure out what kind of wood this was, and knowing that it's coming down here.
Uh-huh.
tonight, this weekend, I took it apart and I took the neck off. And the first thing I happened when I took the neck off is a big old plastic
Big hunks of
shim
shim, yeah.
knocked fell out of it.
was the shim
So-
under the neck?
It's under the neck up near
Yeah,
the,
back there.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Even a lot
And,
of real Strats had shims in
And
them.
I didn't get it exactly
the neck.
placed. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly placed where it was.
yeah.
And the reason I know that is because the action now is super low, and I didn't
Yeah.
touch the
Ooh.
super
Okay.
low, and I don't mind it. I because I like it.
You like really low action.
Yeah. So, but the bad thing about this guitar is that, and this neck joint is so loose. That's like you could put a credit card in there.
Did you
So
ever
put a
did you ever
credit card in
see?
there.
Yeah. Did you ever see there was
Put a
this
pick
there's
in
this
there.
this
I know
crazy
there's a pick
guy on
somewhere.
YouTube who made a video where he put a guitar neck on a fence post. Nuts. This guy was crazy.
I saw that video, and the first
But
thing
if
I
the
thought
pickups
was
were good. It
this
sounded
guy
good,
was
right?
a goon. Yeah,
What kind
Yeah.
of mook did that?
yeah.
So there's a bullet truss rod, double string tree, and obviously lawsuit headstock. You know what I'm seeing though is because this is a 4 multi-piece neck, it's like the grain is the grain on the part of the neck that's the neck is oriented such that it is vertical, which is pretty neat. Did you ever figure out what kind of wood the body
I
that
think
under the neck is?
It's either poplar or basswood or something like that.
Okay.
It's a white. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably basswood.
Feels
Yeah. Probably basswood.
pretty
yeah.
heavy for basswood. Wow.
It
Yeah,
does,
maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But it has very little
guys know more about
contouring to it. It's just sort of like, yep, contour, yep.
right.
Yeah,
they
it's
did
very
the job.
open square.
I think. Yeah, I
Looks
think
enough like it.
virtually everything on this was pin router and handwork.
I would be interested. If you were to ever pull the pick guard, Brian, I would love to see what it looks like in the cavity because I bet you there's some telltale evidence of pin routing.
Yeah.
I would bet you.
You know, I did pull it, and I don't know.
If there's like
I do
one little bit of wood that didn't get taken off,
Or a half inch
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't notice anything.
Yeah.
like that, but it very well
Yeah,
could be.
yeah.
But it's like this screw, when I took it out, I couldn't. It's right on the edge of where the wood was, so it
Mhm.
wouldn't. There was
Okay.
nothing to sink
Yeah.
it into.
Uh,
So
Cecil
that's
says that the pickup rings over the pickguard reminds him of Dave Murray's Strat, which is I think a very cool thing to have.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm
pickguard.
interested.
Yes, we haven't talked
The-
about
the-
the pickups.
So the two things that are really cool about this, and then I definitely want you to talk about the two things that are really cool. The frets on this are like butter. This is an incredibly, it's one of the best necks that I have, although it's kind of big for me. I like a smaller, but it's kind of a.
That's the other
Thick
Japanese thing is, yeah.
They
yeah,
did a great
usually.
job on the frets. It's
Mhm.
very straight. Nothing, has gone wrong. And these pickups absolutely roar. They are so cool. They're just mind-boggling. This is cheap. This is all cheap. It's all, you can tell, but it's a great sounding guitar. I've played this on stage and
I think it's neat, and look, it's got kind of a Mosrite-y flavor too. So
Yeah.
we should
somewhat.
get this in the shot so people can see. So, yeah.
So a couple of the
Take
weird
off.
things to me about it is some of the actual direct rip-off of Fender stuff. Like the tuners are those the 70s deluxe
Mhm.
diagonal hole tuners.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that is also 70s Fender Deluxe is the pickups have the 3 holes. So there's 2 screws on the top
Oh,
and
yeah.
1 adjustment screw in the bottom.
Oh
Right,
wow,
yeah.
yeah, okay.
But they're
Yeah,
not
like a
deluxe.
wide range.
But they're
Yeah.
not deluxe wide range size. They're
Yeah.
actually only regular size humbuckers.
Mhm.
And then the bobbins are nylon, which is really cool. So you can look in there.
And see
Oh,
the
they're
war.
not- I was
Yeah.
wondering what that was.
Yeah, that's nylon. So
Clear nylon.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably yellowed over age. I bet when this was new, these were whiter,
Okay.
more like a translucent, which is which.
Devin's
Anyways.
trying to get you guys to do burpees
Translucent.
while you're standing, I think. Or he wants me to. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
No.
Yeah. So I think this was a guitar that they, as far as I know about Unibox, I think it was St. Louis Music was the company that brought these in, and it was kind of their own brand when they were a big music house. And I think they were trying to capture a price point with this guitar because there's a bunch of stuff that's really, really nice.
Yeah.
And there's some stuff, like the
Yeah.
electronic stuff that's probably not going to go bad in a decade. So yeah, I think they were trying pretty hard with this guitar to make something pretty neat. So
I think it's very
It's a
cool,
neat
yeah.
guitar. Yeah.
What
I
now?
love stuff like this.
I didn't see in these chips here. I thought maybe we could tell what sort of lumber they've got, but it's not big enough. And
And it's not
Well, we
coated
could
in
take
paint
this
either.
off if you want. It's not finished, but time may
Yeah.
not allow it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not actually finished under here?
Under here. Or no, I'm sorry, it is under here. It's not under here.
Under the
Yeah, we're
neck?
not
Yeah.
gonna take the neck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We know enough about it. We don't need to disassemble another
It's a
guitar.
Strat.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
white.
you know what
it's
happens?
white
You have to put
wood.
them back together after you disassemble
Yeah.
them. Yeah. So, yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. I like it.
I think it's really neat.
Yep.
And yeah, Unibox. They
Yeah,
made
kinda-
so many things. They made Mosrite styles.
Yeah, they made
and
high
Les
flyers.
Paul.
They
Yep.
made 4 different models of high flyers.
So they were also the guys that in the 60s, they were the distributor for Marshall amps.
Really?
And they were the guys that decided that they moved from, I think, EL42s to KT88s, which then eventually it was the 6s. But they went to KT88s because they didn't think they were powerful enough for the American market.
Huh.
So they changed everyone, and then they told Marshall, every amp you send over here now has to have at least these in it.
We gotta have these.
Yeah, because
two.
they're 100-watt, whatever. Just
Uh-huh.
they didn't feel like it was quite there.
I've always liked 50-watt amps myself, cranked up.
I've gone that direction. I used to like 100-watt.
But I like to say I have 100-watt, but yeah, a lot. But
Nobody knows once you crank 50 up.
yeah, if you can
Yeah.
tell, if the places where I play, like so you've heard my band. Brett has a 100-watt.
Yeah.
Amp, yeah, or I'm sorry, a 50-watt.
But he plays loud. And
Yeah, he
hard,
just cranks it up, and
Yeah.
you can't.
I think.
It's not. We're not playing in stadiums, so you can't tell the difference between a 100-watt and a 50-watt
Right.
amp. You know what people are doing right now? You hear that, Ryan? That's the YouTube masses saying the difference in decibel level between a 100-watt and a
Yeah, right.
50-watt amp is.
That's only a 3-way switch.
It's only
a
a
three-way
three-way
switch,
switch. That was the
which
other
is
thing I was
kinda
gonna point
funny.
out.
Yeah.
Because you get one or one. You don't no mix.
Yeah,
no blend.
humbucker, or humbucker.
Which humbucker you
Can you,
want?
can you,
Volume,
can you
2
sort of float
tones.
it in between and get anything? Probably not on this switch.
I've never tried
Probably
that.
not. Yeah.
I usually turn it down.
Yeah,
Just
I know where
everything
this,
all the
I know
way
where
up.
this guitar's
Actually,
played. Yeah.
this on this guitar, this brings a lot of flavor, bringing the volume up and down.
Yeah.
The tones I think one's supposed to be, they're passive. One of them's bass, one's treble, but I don't even know. They don't seem to do that
Chris,
much
walk
to it.
everyone through what a Strat generally is.
Well, what
control
era?
layout.
What era Strat?
Let's say a 3-position toggle switch and a volume tone with a 3 single coil. What was the original Strat
in the
layout
early decades.
for everybody who
All
may
right.
be wondering?
So master volume,
Okay.
3-way switch, that pickup, that pickup, that pickup,
Uh-huh.
tone, no tone.
Yeah. Yeah. And the
one
reason
that you need tone on.
the reason
No.
that was
That could be
because
what
if
that
this
is,
pickup's too bright, you switch to a different pickup.
Correct. Yeah, that's why they had so many.
And if
pickups.
that's too bright, you switch to that pickup. And if it's too bright, you turn it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, because
So,
you had
yeah.
guys that were playing. They weren't really playing lead. They were playing a lot of
A lot of treble.
a lot of backup.
They weren't
Yeah,
weren't playing
lead.
rhythm. They were playing treble.
Yeah, no, they weren't playing. They were playing a lot of purple.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and so this was the bright as hell.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Ice
hey,
pick in the
hey,
ear.
look at me
Yep.
setting, and you didn't need, a bunch of flavoring to go with that. So yeah,
Well, in that position, this thing cuts.
yeah,
yeah.
probably,
Yeah.
especially with that tilted pickup.
Oh, that's
So yeah,
crazy.
yeah, it's neat.
What'd you say the 2-in-1?
That's a Fender thing from the
Do
old.
you know why they did that?
Mm-mm.
I think it was to level the pickup
Yeah.
so that they didn't rock back and forth.
Right.
You could
Oh,
actually
I
get them
see,
to
okay.
sit straight.
Because they do on.
Well, and yeah, because they were mounted in pickguard material.
Mhm.
So like a Fender guitar, like a Gibson, was mounted in the ring, and they still kind of tilted a little bit.
Plus, mostly because they're at an angle on a Les Paul. So
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, and these ones, they were mounted in pickguard material, so they would, so you could actually keep them straight by having two on one side.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think Gretsch did that too. I think
Mhm.
I've seen some Gretches.
That's an interesting one. These
Yeah.
pickups are neat, man.
Yeah, I know. I love them.
That's
Is
neat.
that
I'm glad you were here for this because that was,
No.
to me, that was one of the main things about this guitar. Because really, if it wasn't for that and this neck, the playability of this neck, it's really pretty trashy.
Kind of a
little
cheap guitar, yeah.
But those pickups and this neck are phenomenal.
Cool.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Excellent. Well, I think this is an ideal segment of I have this old guitar because this is a cool old guitar and you have it.
is.
So yeah.
And if you want one, there's one on Reverb right now, and it's not in near as good a shape as this one.
Get it before Jack White does.
Yeah, it's for $1,100 on Reverb, which
What?
blows my freaking mind.
Have you seen the stuff Jack White's playing right now?
And this is
No.
for sale. No, it's not.
No, it's not. What is Jack White playing right
Some goofy stuff.
now? Oh.
Some goofy Fender custom shop stuff.
Oh, okay. He's got
That doesn't
okay.
look like Fender custom shop.
All right.
It looks like a guy with a Dremel tool.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks for bringing that down, man.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Super cool,
We'll do
dude.
more of this.
We should do more of it. I think that one of the Dangerous Brothers is bringing a guitar for I have this old guitar. And
We have a friend that has a killer guitar that he needs.
I think
You know
we
what I'm
will,
talking
sir.
about. Soon?
I think so. Yep. Yep.
He's got a couple, doesn't he?
He's got some neat stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know if Jim is watching tonight, but if he is, he knows who he is. So, all
I get
right.
a little giddy around one of his.
Yeah, everybody
That old
does.
Harmony, yeah, it's cool.
Javan wants to know, will we see a Dylan take on the Univox pickup soon?
I mean, we already have, we do short runs of clear bobbin PAFs that are our DAF humbuckers, and we do them in clear bobbins. They're not nylon like that because you can't, it's hard
Getting
to
that
find
stuff,
that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So do you use acrylic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I apologize. It's clear ABS.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I can get them sometimes. So
Yeah.
we'll order 20 sets worth. and
Yeah.
buy all the ones I can get, and then we'll sell those. And then 6-8 months later or whatever, I'll try to get some more
Yeah.
and we'll do it again.
Cool.
Yep.
Corey asks, I'm going to paraphrase this. He asked if when Paul was here last night, did he play Way Cool Jr. on the Mike Learn Kaiser Blade? No, he played a lot of folk music on that. Actually. that is
Yeah.
100% true. I was looking at today. Drill wants to know, is Leslie here with us? She's been a little quiet,
She's back there.
mostly because she won't talk over me. I'm gonna see if I can get her to talk and then like interrupt.
There's two ways to look at that. One, she won't talk over me. Two, she can't talk over me.
That's right.
Yep.
Boat coming in.
All right. Well, I think that we are basically done with our thing for tonight. So I don't know what we're doing next, but
So I think we're gonna sit here and Dylan's gonna do his thing and we'll go.
Well,
I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna
I
just
need
let
a
it
yeah.
happen. Yeah.
What's that?
You can't say you have to say yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh,
You have a
yeah.
shirt and
Yeah,
everything.
I do have a shirt. Yeah.
So what I want to do is our normal thing where we take our questions from Patreon that came in this week. Although I kind of posted it late because I waited until I got here today to take the to do the selfie with these guys. Anyway, so we have a couple of those questions, and actually most of them are for you and you.
Okay.
So we'll do that.
Well, so let's
And then-
wrap this up. Let's
Do
thank
it.
all of our sponsors.
Yes.
Of course, Ike and the gang at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. I would be willing to bet you 100 meals at Popeyes that Ike from Flipside Music will come over at some point in May.
In the month?
Yes.
Yeah. I
We
don't
will see
know.
Ike at some point in the
I
next
don't know.
20
He's-
days.
He's getting that new fence.
Yeah, that's
Might
right.
have all
He
his
is.
time tied up in fence.
And I'd like to thank Steve from Maximum Guitar Works. We saw Steve came in just yesterday,
Mhm.
dropped off a couple of template things for some guys who are joining us for a Build a Classic Whatever class.
Mhm.
And have you seen Steve's templates?
I have not.
Well, you should check them out because
will.
they're super cool. And if you sign up for any of our classes, you get 10% off any of the stuff that Steve sells. And if you sign up for the Great American Guitar Building Contest, you get $100 worth of stuff from Steve.
Oh
Mhm.
wow.
Like, so
So it's like entry for free.
yeah. So if
Yeah.
you wanted to get some of Steve's templates and you wanted to let's just say if you wanted to get $100 worth of Steve's templates and you didn't, but you were just going to do it by signing up for the Great American Guitar Building Contest and then not enter a guitar, that's fine, but you still get the stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the way I'm doing it.
that's the way I'm doing it too.
Yeah.
So now I will not be able to go out to Steve's on Sunday. As it turns out, Sunday got really booked up really fast. So I won't be able to do that. I need to send him a message. But I would also like to thank Dan and Calvin at Tone Wood Experts. We will be using all Tone Wood Experts lumber for the upcoming classes. So Happy Meal for us. If you guys want to use some of that stuff, you should get it too. The guy Vincent, who I was telling you about,
Yeah.
I need to get some swanky lumber for his carved top Challenger from Dan and Calvin at Tonewood Experts.
Cool.
We will be using truss rods from our friends John and Cheryl at Bitterroot Guitars. If you want to, if you want to check out what they've got at Bitterroot Guitars and you want money off, code TXTOAST at checkout and you get 15-20%. I can't remember what the percentage off is. By the way, if you go to Tonewood Experts and you type in Texas Toast 15, you get 15% off. So that code has been
It's all
going
underneath, right? Still.
yeah, all of that
It's all
stuff is
underneath,
below in the thing. Our friends who are our friends, Chris and Dina from Odyssey Beer Works. We have 4 of we should drink them tonight or tomorrow because people are going to go, ooh, you guys
Yeah.
have Texas Toast Red in the fridge.
Yeah.
I'm going to
I
drink
want to
this.
try some. I haven't
Yeah.
had it yet.
Oh, you have,
man.
let's get one.
I haven't had it yet.
Yep.
See, this is why we
This
should
is why I
drink
had to come over here.
This is worth the whole trip.
It is right
it. I
here.
can't decide if I want to wear my hat like that. Yeah, I don't want to be like an
Cans on the-
80s.
yeah, there you go.
80s.
Just one? Anybody else?
I can't pay the freight for that.
I'll have one.
Leslie, do
Just
you want one? Okay. You're not going to say anything? You're just going to shake your head?
Just shake my hand.
All right. You want a glass or do you want to?
Nope.
Okay.
I want to just drink it right out of here.
So
Please.
have I thanked all the sponsors besides Dylan? I'm waiting to save him for last. So
Yeah.
I think we've gotten to
Yeah, I think you got
everybody.
everybody.
All
Yeah.
right.
Except for Dylan from Dylan Talks Tone. Dylan McCurchie and his lovely wife Leslie are here in the shop, parked in my driveway in the module all month long. And we're gonna go to Odyssey Beer Works at least one time while you're here, I'm sure. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So and by the way, if you're looking for Dylan pickups, you can you can go to the little link in the description below, and we get a little taste. We got a little taste today. Dylan sent us money
And
for
not
pickups.
only that, they get a discount.
Oh, really?
They get 10% off.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought we just got a taste.
Oh
Okay.
no, they get 10% off. And when you think about that, that's like on a set of certain pickups, that's like $25-$30.
You could
So
buy some beers. You could buy some Texas
Yeah,
Toast
that's what we're
Red.
gonna do with
I'm
all the
buying
tapes we
you-
got.
I'm
That's
buying you
right.
a couple cases of beer with every set of pickups if you use. They're buying you actually.
Look at that. So I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
I
didn't
mean,
know
I'm
that
sure you
either.
told me, but I
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah,
So
they
if-
get 10% off.
So if you buy a set
And we
of
get some, so
Dylan
you're making like no
pickups-
money at all. Every pickup, I'm gonna just try and put you out of business by
That's right.
Please do.
pickups.
Please
Maximum
do.
amount of
Tell
pickups.
everyone.
Please do.
So we're gonna stay rolling, right,
Yeah.
Chris? We're not gonna
Yeah, I
stop.
think so, but we're gonna do like this hard like thing and then go, hey, it's the Dylan show.
Yeah.
No, we're not even gonna do
So Mr. D20, if you're jealous of the templates hanging behind me, I want you to check out Steve from Maximum Guitars and check out his templates.
Yeah, this
They're
was just a way to
excellent.
take up a lot of space.
What was that? Was the thing on Saturday Night Live where they went like this?
Oh yeah, Wayne's
Yeah,
World.
yeah,
Wayne's
yeah,
World,
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
we'll do that.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap this sumbitch up, and let's go over to let's go hang out with Dylan at Dylan Talks Tone.
Sounds good.
All
Let's
right.
switch seats. Let's not do
Okay,
that.
all right. Yeah, I don't want to move.
and here we are, and we're live. That's what I always say.
All right.
And we're live,
And we're live.
and we've been live, and it's like right on time.
Mhm.
How about that? It's weird because it's 6:00 because we're in Denver, and it's 8:00 my time. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's how I.
It's exactly the same time you normally. No. Yeah.
It's exactly the same time. It's
Do
just
you always do your live stream at 8:00 your time?
Mhm.
It's way too late.
Way too late, dude.
Yeah.
But,
have to
you know.
be done and then go to bed.
Yeah.
But see, I don't have to drive home.
In the module. Yeah, that's right. You're in the
but-
module.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on our live stream, obviously, we start off with talking about a couple of things. I just want to tell everybody why we're here again. For those of you that probably just found us at the normal time.
If you're tuning in.
Yeah, if you're just finding us, we're at Texas Toast Guitars, and we're gonna wind pickups all month here. So if you order pickups from me, I just want everybody to know this because they're like, wait, he's on the road again. If I order something, I'm not going to get it for 3 months. That's not how it works. I am working. There's actually right underneath your camera, right there, right underneath you is a whole box of parts, and that's all of my inventory for the month.
There's a real buttload.
Yes.
There is, yeah.
And I'm going to be winding parts here. So if you order something, some people ordered some stuff today, it's right in the queue and we're rolling right along, as well as starting on Saturday, we're going to do a guitar pickup winding workshop with folks that I'm pretty sure, I know one did wind a bobbin one time because I think Dangerous Doug wound.
Oh, did he?
Douglas
He wound
Dangerous?
half
Yeah.
of the pickup that you
That
wound.
was no, that,
That
was,
was-
It was Jesse.
Jesse.
Oh, was that Jesse?
Yeah, that was
And you
Jesse.
wish
Okay.
you had his girl.
Anyway,
Yeah.
exactly. So
All of us do. Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah.
Kind of a jerk song.
Yeah, it
by
is
the
kinda-
way.
yeah,
it is.
Jesse's been he's been a friend for a long time.
Yeah. Now you're gonna
But yeah,
steal
I'm
his
pretty
chick.
much willing to kick him under the bus for his chick.
Butthole.
Yeah.
So
Rick.
It's not Rick.
So anyway, we're gonna build pickups. We're gonna have them build their very first pickups, most of them that they've ever built.
What's
And,
the weirdest pickup you're gonna build? You can't change it now, right?
Oh, no,
you're
no,
locked
you
in.
can't
So,
change
so
it.
don't go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
The one the
Oh.
one I build the least of.
No, for in the workshop.
Yeah. So, I mean, most of this stuff I do all the time, and it's easy to show people. So P90s,
I
humbuckers,
think I know the answer.
this is
but I'll let
Jazzmaster,
you-
or Jaguar.
Jag,
pickup.
yeah.
The
I was
Jaguar
actually
pickup.
surprised you were willing to do it.
Oh, it's easy to
Just 'cause of
do.
the dumb claw.
I got those
Yeah.
were almost on back order and unobtainium.
Yeah.
I had to find them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Who's doing that again? I wonder if I
Who
can
would
guess
you
who it is.
guess? Who could you guess?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you 3 guesses.
First
But you'll
two
get it-
don't count.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna build pickups, but the cool part is, and this is the thing I want everybody to know on my channel that doesn't know who Texas Toast Guitars is. They do these workshops where you can, what's it called? You have a name.
Well, this one that we'll be doing is build a classic Fender. So,
But it is
Oh,
part
yeah.
of the,
Blood, Sweat, and Beers Guitar Building Brotherhood, the Brotherhood of Guitar Builders
man, it
Workshop.
just keeps getting better.
Right? Ain't it cool?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
you
have
can
several-
even bring
we
your
have-
own hat.
We have you're required to bring a hat. Yeah, it's Blood, Sweat, and Beers Guitar Workshop,
Mhm.
and this particular class that we are teaching is the
Build a classic Fender.
correct.
And if you're fortunate enough to have signed up for your pickup winding class, you can wind the pickups
Mhm.
and then build a guitar that go on.
right. So by this time next week, by
Yes.
tomorrow
Yep.
or ish,
Yeah.
this time ish
Yeah.
next week,
Yeah.
you will have a guitar with pickups that you made if you signed up. If you didn't sign up, it's too late because we're full. But that is really cool. And if you've not checked it out before and not come and hung out here, it's worth the pilgrimage. It is. This is the mecca of this.
And Brian will tell you, Chris is really nice during the class, and I'm a butthead. I'm like hollering and shouting,
Oh.
and yeah.
I think he liked me because he yelled at me more than
I
anybody
did.
else.
I still
recall
do.
that,
Yeah.
he gave you some real grief.
You got some
Yeah.
real some DI stuff.
It wasn't that bad.
I do not have
I
cutoffs.
think you liked it.
But you've got jeans and I have
That's the start.
scissors. Yeah.
No, but I do have shorts that are short enough that YouTube viewers give me a hard time.
We got
when I
some
wear them
shorty
in
shorts.
videos.
Good.
I do.
Yeah. All right.
So we will be,
if we can get a halfway warm day, we'll
Yeah.
rock some
Dylan
shorty shorts.
Dukes.
yeah. So
Dylan
Dukes. So anyway, that's why we're here. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna try to. I wanted to do like a video every day thing, but we just can't pull that off. But I'm gonna try to do a bunch of content about this, so you can really start to understand how cool this is to come out and do it, because I think it's really, really neat. There's actually noise of me building a guitar while I'm here.
I think you should.
So that's cool too. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. That's why we're here.
Dribble said you should call it wood, sweat, and beer since blood is not allowed in the shop.
We do call it
Oh,
that.
I think
Oh.
I think
I think,
misspoke.
I think I said it.
Yeah, I-
Copied you.
you know, because Blood,
Yeah.
Sweat, and Tears, one of my
Tequila.
favorite bands.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought you were
come
going to say Winston Churchill was one of your favorite prime ministers. But okay. Yeah, no.
No.
Of course, he said
We need
blood,
more
sweat,
tequila,
toil,
so-
and tears.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So what
You didn't know I had. Yeah. I also have a minor in art history.
Yeah, don't overextend me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
You can't stop
Um,
talking. What are you doing?
I'll keep talking.
you know,
Yeah, if Mark
whatever.
Griffith needs
Yeah.
a new pool boy, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. You know, when I take the labels off, I can't tell the difference between name brand and generic wax beans.
What about when you
Hey,
take
that's
the...
a great segue, actually. So we're gonna go through a couple of viewer questions,
Yeah.
and then I want to talk. And here's the other thing: since they've not done too many FAQs lately,
Hardly any.
put them. He will try to find them in his stream.
But send super chats to Leslie.
Leslie
hopefully everybody
will
has them.
manage our stream.
We're losing viewers.
Okay,
So
that's
they're
why-
all
that's 'cause
going
they're
to
coming
your-
over.
Yeah, they're coming
That's
over.
because they're coming
yeah.
over. We will stop what we're doing for super chats. This is my stream, so Leslie will actually yell out. The noise will make the horn noise, the whole thing.
Oh,
Because
you're gonna do that? Too?
oh yeah, so it's over there. She's got that going. Because we're gonna do some Q&A, but we're also gonna talk about, because of the whole taking the labels off thing.
Uh-huh.
My thumbnail says that having a good guitar makes you play better. Like
Okay.
more,
Oh, yeah.
like a nicer
Yeah,
guitar
yeah.
makes you play better.
Mhm.
Because
Can I add a wrinkle?
I
I,
have-
want to say that having a cool, expensive guitar makes you suck less.
yeah,
And I don't know if it's gonna make you better, but you're less sucky if you have one.
Well, I think that's the same thing.
Uh,
Doesn't mean you're good.
so here's the thing.
It
last
makes you
week,
less.
our
Yes.
our thumbnail was. We'll get to questions in a minute, but last week our thumbnail was the fact that cheap guitars are not selling as well.
Are they not?
No, I have a
Okay.
friend of mine who sits in all the meetings. Actually, he sells wood to all of the guitar. I'll tell you the whole list after
Okay.
the live stream.
All right.
He sits in meetings at Fender, at Gibson, at PRS, and they're like, if it's a $300 or $500 guitar It's down right now.
Really?
And I got a lot of hate in the comments, and they're like, "Well, you're a snob about guitars just because you like expensive guitars."
I am. I'm a total guitar snob.
And I'm like, cheap guitars are cool. We just saw a very cool cheap guitar.
Mhm.
There,
Yeah.
you have lots of very unique, less expensive.
You're a cheap bastard.
Yeah.
That's what you did. That just
You have a lot
happened,
of very
Yeah.
unique, less expensive guitars that are very cool.
At one point, they were less expensive. They're
Right.
increasing in value, but
Yes.
yeah.
They were student
Uh-huh.
pieces when they started. Some of them, a couple here and there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
So, but the bottom line is in 2022, cheap guitars are better, but expensive guitars are even better
Mm-hmm.
for the most part.
Yeah,
Right?
I'll go with that. Sure.
Yeah. Because you play more.
Mhm.
I do.
Let me ask you this: for everybody who says you're a snob or you're only into the expensive stuff, if here in Colorado and probably where y'all live too, tribute bands are a big deal. Now I know this is a long way around the barn. Would you pay more to see the original band, or would you pay the same amount to see a tribute band who
That-
looked and sounded exactly like the real
That
band?
depends who it is. If it's
Okay.
AC/DC, I want to see AC/DC.
Yep.
I don't want to see some band called Back in TNT or something.
We actually played with a band called Back in Black, and I'm like, ooh, is it all black guys? Because I was hoping it was going to be like dudes with Jerry curl looking like Full Force and stuff, but it wasn't. It was, yeah.
Okay. So in that case, yes. However,
Okay.
if it's Skid Row, I want to see the tribute band.
Well, now that brings me to I would submit to you that most of those original bands are tribute bands of the original band because they don't have the original guys. And the biggest one of all is Kiss, because
Right.
they have two guys who aren't Ace Frehley and Peter Criss dressed up like Ace Frehley and Peter Criss, pretending to be Ace Frehley and Peter Criss. But if you now, I don't know the dynamic of the politics of Kiss,
Right.
but if Ace Frehley and Peter Criss came back on the show, they could demand more of a premium for that because it's the real guy.
Exactly.
So fake shit is cool until it's not cool anymore. And the I got a really good deal on this
Probably
knockoff thing.
The phrase is always
for the money.
for the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the best fill in the blank of the guitar for the money.
And I'm sure
Never-
that I could probably
best.
say, Chris, these because I know you're into bicycles, I could say these knockoff handlebars
Uh-huh.
are really good for the money. Or I could say, Dylan, this carbon fiber cowl for a Ducati is just as good as the other one. Or you could say to me, this Glock something or another. In any industry, this optic is whatever. In any industry that is discretionary income, you're going to have people that want the cheap shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if they had their druthers, they'd druther have the name brand thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I
Can I
agree.
tell a little bit of a funny story?
If it's
If it's little funny, or is it a lot
It's
funny,
a lot
but it's
funny,
a little
but
story?
it's a little
It's
story.
not so
Okay.
much
I
funny
spent-
as it is long. That is my
yeah,
story.
Yeah. I spent the weekend trolling the Hallmark owners group, Hallmark Guitars owners group, because they like to think that it's like a mind control situation. And so I pretended on Facebook, I joined their group,
Uh-huh.
and I pretended to not know anything at all about Hallmark Guitars. And for those of you who don't know, Hallmark Guitars is a company out of Maryland, and they make mostly Mosrite style Ventures model guitars. And they make a fine guitar. It's a really nice guitar.
Yeah.
And they're $1,000, and it's a great guitar for $1,000. But the rumors that go around with that guitar are just mind-boggling. And I've never seen a group more like, you need to buy one of these guitars. And I've never seen a group that knows less about their guitar.
You haven't spent a lot of time on the Paul Reed Smith forum.
Well, maybe not.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah. what radius are these guitars? I don't know, man, but they're great.
Hey, rock.
And so anyway.
And by the way, hallmarks are super cool. And so
Oh
are
yeah,
Paul Reed's
yeah,
Smiths, by the way.
but the idea that you're getting all of this guitar for this little bit amount of money, and the legend of these guitars just grows and grows and grows, and so now it's I don't know where I'm going with this, but anyway, it was fun to read, and you can click on my thing and it says I work at Texas Toast, and here's a bunch of pictures of guitars that I've made.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm new to the guitar world, and was wondering, I've heard good things about these Hallmark guitars, and it was this sea of guys going, you need to buy a Hallmark now.
It's the greatest thing in the
And I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Neato.
That is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. So
Oh, we
Yeah.
have a super
All
chat over
right,
there.
super chat.
thank goodness, because
Hey, how's that Texas Toast Red treating you?
This is really good. Did you like it?
Yeah, it is.
Leslie even liked it, and she doesn't like beer.
There's
I do
3
like
more in the
it.
fridge.
She likes specific beer, and I think she specifically likes this beer.
Yeah.
Well, we should go to the Odyssey Beer Works and check out some other stuff later this month. Since
Yeah.
you guys are going to be in the module all month long.
Yes.
We're up to
You could
10,
even
by
stay
the way.
there.
We're
Super
way
chat.
more than that. Okay.
No, I'm in counting. We're up to 10. Super chat from Alan A again. He just wanted to hear the sound effect.
Awesome.
And don't move on yet because I got another one. That is from Vinny's World.
Hey, that's that guy. We were just talking about him.
Awesome stream. Curious how the horn sounds.
Awesome. Yeah. So Vinny's awesome.
Yeah, we were just so he bought a carved top Challenger from us that we still have to build
Wait, you make carved top challengers?
all day, every day. He wants one with P90s, and I'm gonna source
Whose
some.
P90s does he want?
He wants urine P90s.
I thought he would.
Jordan wants to know, since you're back in Colorado, is there going to be any movement on the fate of the Les Ply?
I doubt it.
The Les Ply.
No, I think that guitar needs to live on in infamy. And then when I come and shoot their documentary, like behind the music,
Our documentary.
yeah,
Yeah.
and after however many years, and
Mhm. Yeah, the rumors are true. The legend is
then that guitar will be
Mhm.
the centerpiece. And at some point it'll be like the long lost whatever happened to that guitar, and then
Yeah. Is it even a
Christie's
thing?
will come and they will want to
Unless-
auction it, and
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
we'll
yeah.
all be dead by then.
Long
Dylan is,
dead.
Yeah, way younger than us. He's gonna outlive us by
He said he was born in
20 years.
1982.
yeah. That's a
Hey,
lie.
by the way,
He was born in 1983.
Vincent, I need to send you an email. You're on my list of people that I need to email. So
Divorced in 1982.
yeah,
Very
shit'll
good.
happen. Was it about tone? Did you get divorced for tone, for guitar tone?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
Your
it did have to do with
madness.
the guitar.
All right,
It
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
tone.
shit happens. Yeah.
Your madness over intonation and in tune.
Yeah.
Kids didn't
Batteries.
understand.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
can we take one of our Patreon questions that came in from Patreon this week? If you would
I
like to
am
do
I
that.
We're starting
am
to
I am on the
dominate this.
south side of my beverage. Are you the beverage man? Oh, God
right.
bless you, Brian.
Take this because I think
Hey,
it might be
Brian.
go ahead.
Anyone else? Yeah.
I just
Okay.
did something wrong. One moment.
We need to stop dominating
Did you only have
Dylan's
two?
stream.
There should only be 2.
Okay.
It was kind of late.
Shane.
God bless you. sir.
You recently said on a Texas Toast live stream that a good guitarist can play any fret radius. Would you say the same applies to a string gauge and neck shape? Have fun in Colorado. Next stop, Japan.
That's
What-
cool. You should go to Japan.
I should. What do
Right.
you think about that?
You'd have to ask a good guitar player.
I think, in my experience watching good guitar players,
Yeah.
they can play
Any
anything.
guitar.
Yeah.
Now they may have preferences,
Mhm.
But they can play anything, and they may actually find that they like something that they didn't know they liked
Yes.
during that experience. But guys that can play
Yep.
Anything.
anything.
And they might say, okay, the 59 Les Paul reissue with the super huge fat neck, I use it for this, or this,
Sure.
right? And then I play the '80s Stratocaster with the teeny tiny nut
Mm-hmm.
for something else. They
Mhm.
might prefer various things for various things,
Yeah.
but they play them all.
Those are all preference, and guys that chase all these different guitars with all basically the same features,
Yeah.
I think they're missing out on stuff
I agree.
because it only takes.
And I'm the
At least
worst
for me.
offender. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I gotta have 10 just like it.
Yeah. For me, it takes because I built some guitars with some big necks in the past, and you play that with some of your other stuff, but it only takes a little bit before you can probably play it. Now I might have preference for something else,
Yeah.
but I still can play it and I still can enjoy it, and that's one of the funny things about all of this is that people that are so like dialed in on one neck profile or one feature, oh, it's got to have vintage radius, or oh, it's got to have a neck that's within these specs. They're missing out on a whole bunch of stuff.
I'm going to take a side, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you are one of those guys who says, I have to have this one feature or that one feature, it's because you suck. Okay? Now, because a good guitar player can play anything.
Uh-huh.
And if you're one of those guys who says, my hands are too small, I can't play a big fat neck. Well, it's too bad that you don't have hands the same size as a 3-year-old Korean kid, because I've seen those videos where they have those little tiny kids playing those great big classical guitars, and somehow or another they
They're
manage to play
shredded.
better than you.
Yep.
So now,
And they have 17 million followers on TikTok.
now, having said that, we know a bunch of like guitar slingers
Yeah, we know.
who
Yeah.
are as nerdy as they come. And one of them is my very, very good friend, Jeff LaQuatra, who is the classical guitar teacher at CSU. And he is better than anybody. It's not a contest, but Jeff is better than anybody. And
It's not a
he was-
contest, but you lose.
Yeah. Jeff was over here one night and he was playing some stuff. He's like, wow, this guitar is really great. What kind of pickups are these? Now, what did he say?
What kind of pickups?
No.
These pickups
is
are really
great.
great.
This guitar is really great.
Yes.
What kind of pickups are these?
Right.
Those are the cheapest hunks of shit we could get, Jeff. Oh, you could probably change them. Literally 5 seconds ago, it was a great sounding guitar. Now you got to change the pickup. So Jeff is a snob, and he has every right to be, because Jeff can play.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't want to play craptastic pickups. He wants to play the good stuff because he knows for sure. Because here's why. Guitars are not supposed to be comfortable. They're supposed to be comforting. You're supposed to get chicks because of your guitar. So if you go, this neck's not comfortable, you know what? No, you're supposed to be comforted knowing you pull that guitar out of the case and you know it's gonna do exactly what you want it to do, and you know it's not gonna break. You know it's gonna do everything you want it to do. You heard it here first. Guitars are not supposed to be comfortable. They're supposed to be comforting. Okay. I'll show you.
So I spent some time in Nashville, and I have a couple of friends that are like pretty prolific session players, and they have rooms and rooms and rooms of guitars, and they have all different kinds of stuff. And they'll be like, I use this guitar for this type of session. I use this guitar for this type of session. And of course, they have the luxury to do that. We don't all have the luxury to have 200 guitars.
Yeah.
But the one thing they don't do this whole, well, the frets are a little tiny, so I guess I'm going to have to do whatever. They're just like, I don't like this guitar, I'm going to sell it. And they buy another one. Like, it's not this constant, like, let's see what $25 capacitors I could buy to put in here to see if that gets me to the magic thing where now I sound like. They just go, it's okay. And they move on to the next one. They sell it, and they get another one. They sell it, and they get another one till they get the one they like. They don't overly nerd about it. They just play them.
Yep.
They just play them.
Yep.
Yeah. So last night when Paul was here and he was playing all our guitars, it's really fun to watch somebody play stuff that you've made.
Everything from full-size Telecasters to 24 3/4 Telecaster, no cutaway Les Paul that weighs 10 pounds, and super lightweight challenge.
Yeah, challengers.
Did he play the
yeah.
PRS ukulele?
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Yes, he
yeah,
did. Yeah.
That doesn't count, but although he did finally get it in tune.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because he can play, and I know he has preferences because he's expressed those, but he can play, and it's interesting to hear all the little tiny nuances of all these different guitars. They all sound really great, and they all sound kind of like Paul.
The funny thing was
And-
we asked
and-
Paul after he played every guitar, who should buy that guitar?
Oh wow.
Like, what's the philosophy of use behind this guitar? And he's like, he goes like, fuck it, I like it, I should buy it.
Yeah,
so,
maybe
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Paul, Paul's a rocker, but he's got a jazzy side. He's got a, kind of an Americana side.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's all over the place, and he can hear the subtle differences, but he's also, I think, willing to overcome whatever issues he has with some of that
Yeah,
stuff.
he's
It's not always about the spec. It's about just the overall vibe of the guitar.
But he will nerd out about specs because
because
that's
Paul.
fun.
Because
Yeah.
it's fun to do.
It's fun to nerd
It
out.
kind
Part
of
of
is,
the hobby.
but it's also kind of fun to just take it in and go.
Shut up and play.
Yeah,
shut up
yeah,
and
and be like, yeah, I like this guitar. Or, yeah, maybe not.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, but you got to give yourself that chance too. And I've seen people
You know what Paul told me? He's like, his main guitar weighs 10 pounds right now.
really,
I'm like, 10 pounds?
Yeah,
Oh, God, yeah.
but you kind of got to give yourself a second to like learn about that guitar and kind of find out about it
And get, have a
it's
rapport.
like
with it.
it's like the first time, if you're a piano player, the first time you sit at the piano, you're not an awesome piano player. You have to kind of learn about it. When you get a new car, you don't automatically know where everything is. You have to kind of,
When you're making
learn
sweet
that
love to your old
car.
lady, yeah. Well, whatever.
Next question.
Wait a minute. No, I'm not done yet.
I thought
We,
that was
Oh,
over.
talk
good
more.
God.
Talk more. I'm not done.
Seriously.
So, I can go for hours.
yeah.
Talking.
When you're making the sweet love.
We had a guitar that we built on a lark with a neck that we called the infinity radius.
It was flat.
Flat, dead flat.
It was flat.
We gave it to a bunch of guitar players. And said, you notice anything different about this guitar?
Yeah, tell us what is different about this
To
guitar.
the guy, none of them picked out that the radius was flat. None of them.
I did the same thing with two identical tellies,
Mm-hmm.
and one had a Richlight fretboard and one had an ebony
Yeah.
fretboard.
But wait, it gets
They couldn't
better.
tell the difference.
It gets better. So we had them all play it, and one guy, I know the guy who it was. I'm not going to say his name because it was Mike Learn. He was playing it and playing it and playing it, and he's just shredding the crap out of it because Mike can
He's a good
go.
player.
Yeah. Mike, you notice anything different about it? No. The fretboard's dead flat. After Mike had been playing it for 5-10 minutes, you know what he said? I guess you could play slide with it. Come on, you could play slide with it. Yeah. So yeah.
Spent the last 10 minutes playing it like it was a regular guitar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
so-
I'm not on camera. Can I say real quick that Unibox, I started playing slide on it, and it has a 9.5 radius,
Mhm.
but I didn't know that at the time. But it is great for slide.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
it's great to play.
It's fun to play, and it's fun to play, and it's
Yeah.
fun to own. Yeah.
Last time I checked, my hands do this.
Bend in the
Oh,
middle.
wait. Can they do this
Wait,
and then this?
No.
Oh, they
Wait,
do
that?
this.
No,
Yeah, they
that?
can't.
No.
Yeah. All right.
What's the other question that we
So
have?
have I expressed it hard enough
Yes,
that
yes.
if you can't play, then it doesn't matter what
Doesn't matter.
if you
That was-
suck.
I think that's the biggest revelation of all of this guitar building, because I used to be a staunch, vintage radius, vintage frets, I can't play anything else, and slowly kind of changed things. And now it's like, yeah, I can probably play.
Remember that guy at the
I'm
NAMM
not
show?
even a very
You
good
know who I'm
player.
talking about already.
Yeah.
The guy at the NAMM show, we were at the D'Angelico booth.
Uh-huh.
D'Angelico, however you say it.
Uh-huh.
He's got this guitar and he's like playing it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I prefer nitro. His wife goes, I'm surprised you picked the red one. Yeah, me too, dude.
Yeah.
Dude who prefers
Wow.
nitro at a Korean guitar booth.
All right, you had a super chat first. So Paul McNary said, I can't play at all, but I build expensive wall art and I want it my way.
I think that is a cool thing
As
to
it should
do.
be.
I do too. What else you got over there, babe?
John, first time kit guitar, base coat black, color coat pearlescent dark green lacquer paint. What is the easiest top coat to apply for a first timer? Spec a brand if you have a favorite.
Okay, so
So
he's putting a
already
black
sprayed
base
lacquer.
coat,
Yeah.
and he's putting a metallic
Mm-hmm.
pearl,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's
In lacquer.
in lacquer.
So probably like duplicate or something like that.
Okay.
Automotive stuff. I would stick with stuff like that. The only lacquer product that I don't like is Deft.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it never dries. It stays rubbery forever. Minwax makes a good lacquer, clear coat.
Sherwin-Williams will sell you a pretty decent nitrocellulose lacquer.
Yeah, in a gallon. Yeah, you might even be able to shoot that thing with I always forget the brand. The 2K that comes in a can with the little pop top thing.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't guarantee that. And it's hard.
Would
to
you
fix
shoot
if you
acrylic, or
really-
I'm sorry, would you shoot urethane top coat over lacquer?
I would test it first, but yeah, I would.
I would go the other way. I would shoot, if you had polyester or urethane base coats and you wanted to spray lacquer over the top of it,
Yeah.
I would do that.
Mhm.
And frankly,
Well, that almost always works. so,
Fender does that
We were
So
just
does
talking
Martin.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, that
on
always
some
works.
guitars.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah,
But yeah, could you go the other way?
Uh-huh.
You could? Okay.
Within reason. I mean, you can't spray urethane over, Krylon,
Yeah.
Right.
bubble gum.
You
but
also can't spray lacquer over Krylon. It'll pop off
yeah,
and peel.
yeah,
and
yeah.
But a lot of that stuff is more similar to other stuff than you think it is. So yeah.
So
That
good-
Minwax lacquer actually, because he's probably, I would, not to assume, but to assume, that's probably, he was talking about easy and
Mhm.
cheap and brand.
Yeah.
That Minwax lacquer it works.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
It works
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. I like that one.
I've used it on necks and
Mhm.
I like it.
Yeah.
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 It works good.
the Stumac,
Me too.
the Stumac lacquer works good. The Re-Ranch lacquer works
Re-ranch
good.
is not even a thing anymore.
Oh, it's not.
Nope.
No,
Shows you what I know.
Nope. Yep.
Okay.
they're
So-
gone
You know
Yeah.
why? You know why Re-Ranch isn't a thing anymore? I'm gonna go out on a limb.
because nobody wants to spray with lacquer anymore.
Because lacquer sucks.
Mhm.
I
I think the dude just got old, but yeah,
yeah,
lacquer
yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that there will, if we change the culture, people will grab onto the idea that whatever you spray on the guitar doesn't matter.
Mm-mm.
The thickness that you spray it on does. Not because wood breathes, because wood doesn't have lungs, but because you don't want a bunch of fucking thick shit all over your guitar.
Yeah, and there's some resonance that happens.
Well,
with an
yeah. I
electric
mean,
guitar.
you can feel a guitar that's got a thin finish on it. You can feel it when you're playing it.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it's oil or if it's urethane
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
polyester. And all you guys on your forums that use these words like, "Oh, I don't like poly guitars. I only like nitro guitars." Well, go and jerk yourselves off because that's all you're doing. There's no the difference between thick.
4 days for this?
I did.
You signed up for the whole
I
month
did.
of this.
The
Baby.
whole month.
The difference between a thick finish and a thin finish is what you're really talking about. The product that you're spraying or that you're applying, thin or thick, is not the indicted thing. It's the thickness of that product.
It has to be a certain thickness to seal up the wood, no matter what the
It's
product
the same thing
is.
with pickup wire.
Yeah.
People make up all these things about old-fashioned wire, but it's really the diameter of the wire and the thickness of the insulation on it.
Yeah.
It's all it is.
And if you guys want to spray lacquer in a bag and huff it, I'll do that with you all day long. But as far as a guitar finish goes,
You got some more questions over there, probably piling up.
I haven't really been collecting them. I know we have the one guy.
I'm trying to go out on a limb. I'm trying to
Last week.
push people, like
Really?
really take a stand.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
Wow. Why won't you ship to Manitoba?
We'll ship to Manitoba. I just don't have the website set up to do that. If you want to ship there, we'll just send me an email and we'll be happy to ship to you.
Yep.
There you go.
Who asked that?
But we won't
Rick
ship to
Bonneville.
Alberta.
Rick who? Rick B?
Yep, Bonneville.
Oh, not Rick Bernier.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll be happy to ship to Manitoba.
He actually Instagram messaged me and said, "Ask Matt while you're there. I want to ship. Can you ship to Canada?
Yeah.
Because he wants to buy stuff."
Yeah, I will absolutely ship to Canada, but here's why the website is not set up to do that. It just applies a fixed amount. So if you're willing to pay the freight, I'm willing to ship it. And by that I mean, hey Chris, this guy wants something in Manitoba, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and he's already spent this much in shipping.
Yeah.
How much more is it going to cost?
Yeah, just send me an email and whatever you want, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Of course. Oh no way, we got a
Yeah,
super chat.
I've shipped to Japan. I've shipped to Australia.
We're fixing to ship to Japan and to China here in just a moment.
Yeah.
We got, you know who we got a super chat, Holmes.
Okay.
From Paul Key from Colorado Croissant Guitars.
That guy. Yeah.
What's the point of shooting nitro over or under poly? The poly is just going to kill the tone either way.
Yeah. He's
Paul,
right.
I love
He's
Paul
not
Key,
wrong.
and the
Yeah.
next time I see him, I'm gonna just kick him in the nuts as hard as I can. I'm just gonna drill him. No, I'm not. No, that guy's
Oh,
awesome. He's
man.
totally
That
hilarious.
is awesome.
Yep.
What else you got over there, babe?
Your top subject. It's 30 after.
We already kind of covered that, I think.
Okay.
What was the
What's the
subject?
subject? Let's cover it again.
We were just talking about how a more expensive guitar is better than cheap
Oh,
guitar.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
talked about
Yeah,
that.
cheap guitars suck ass. Don't buy one. Buy something good for once in your life,
Well-
you cheap bastards.
I think a lot of people
No, I don't care what you buy.
are constantly searching for something,
Mhm.
and they're kind of searching for something that they're going to get a deal on, or that they feel like, and instead of so you end up with all these, sort of cheap guitars or nothing special, when really what you could have done is just jumped forward and
You
bought something
and
really,
I
really cool.
know a guy who has lots and lots and lots of guitars because he likes guitars.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them are kind of cheapo
Yeah.
junk.
Mm-hmm. And they don't make appearances very often.
They never play them. He's just got them in
Yeah.
the cases
Uh-huh.
in the basement.
Yeah.
You never see them.
Right.
And I kind of wonder, like, would you rather have 25 cheap hunks of shit
Mhm.
or one really awesome thing that you love playing?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
once again, I think
I fall for that shit too. Sorry.
yeah,
sorry.
you gotta give your new thing time to kind of grow on you.
Mhm.
You know, you got to get it and go, oh man, this is really cool, and kind of learn about it and experience it,
Yeah.
instead of just going, oh, that's neat. What's next?
Next,
My
And I
favorite
think
guitar.
the cheap stuff is always what's next.
Yeah.
Americans are really good at opening presents, and they're not very good at enjoying the thing that they have.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
My favorite guitar that I have right now, my favorite guitar, I play it. Well, I don't have it with me, but I play it every day when I'm at home.
Uh-huh.
I didn't think I was going to like it when I bought it. I
Mhm.
bought it because I buy my guitars for YouTube content
Yeah.
and making, whatever. And it was the wrong radius.
Uh-huh.
The neck was too fat.
Mhm.
It was a PRS.
And
And
I third on the list.
And I-
Should have been
Dang!
number one.
I didn't think I was going to like it.
I love
And
PRS guitars. I really do. I've owned a bunch of them. I loved PRS guitars while you were still swimming around your father's balls. That's how
I
much
doubt
I love
it,
Paul Reed
because
Smith.
they weren't invented yet.
I know. But yeah, you were born in 1989.
I was,
yeah.
But he was thinking about
But
it. Paul was thinking about
I bought the, it's that PRS that's not a Strat.
The
that I
Silver
have.
Sky
Yeah.
Strat PRS. You mean the one that's a Strat?
Yeah.
The PRS Strat.
That's a
Yes.
good Strat.
Yeah.
I
The only
love
reason they don't call it a
it.
Strat is because
They can't.
correct.
it. So John Mayer really wanted a Strat, but
Yeah.
Strat wouldn't.
I'm surprised they didn't just
Give them the money.
autocorrect and call it the PRS Start.
Because that's what your computer, your iPhone does every time.
Yeah.
It's like, I got a new
Strat.
start.
Huh?
Hey, let's take a super chat from John Own 11. Can't play any. He says, "You convinced me. I'm going to order a TTG guitar. Might as well not be able to play 12." Well, John, I hope you change your
He
YouTube
will.
handle.
He
and
will.
I hope you get a guitar from us
Look at
because
6 when he started.
Yeah, when he started following us, he was at 6.
sweet. Well, I
So-
would love.
Seriously.
There's a bunch on the website now. You can go on there and buy them now, or you can custom order.
Mhm.
Your ultimate guitar.
No, they're good. I want one.
I want you to want one. Did not.
I did. Don't give me a copyright strike. Is there any? There's no questions coming up over there. I know this live stream has a little different feel because we're hanging out, and I haven't seen you guys in like
2 years.
COVID years.
Almost 2 years. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
that was July
Mm-hmm.
of 2020.
Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
been,
has.
hasn't it?
Yeah, so
Wow.
almost 2 years. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember when we talked about doing this class, it seemed like it was so far away. Then it was just like, whoop,
Mhm.
here you are.
Yeah,
and
yeah. and-
I was
in the
in-
module.
I was in Tennessee at that time, and
That's right. You were working with, can you say it?
you can.
No, I don't want to get, I want to get it right. So-
Yeah, I was working with John Cruz.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm. And we were doing some stuff. I was there for like 6 weeks, and you called me and you're like, "Hey, this is an interesting idea," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that'll be awesome. We'll just cruise out there. We'll do it." And man, if I have not been stressing my brains out for like the last 6 weeks to try to figure out how to order all the parts, like so paranoid. I went over this. I didn't have a spreadsheet. She has a spreadsheet. I had a notepad with
Yeah.
these screws and these bobbins and these base plates and these spacers and these, like, for this pickup. Okay, I've got this many. How many did I make last month? Did I order enough?
Yeah.
You know, and I know that people, when they come out here to build guitars with you, they're going to be like, well, hey, can you make me a set for this while they're there? Okay, order a few extra. Like, I mean, and then of course, you know this because you do this way more than me. Send out an email to everybody. Hey, you're going to be part of the pickup winding class. What do you want to? What do you want to make? And they're like, well, I'm really going for the Eddie Van Halen 84 tone.
Yeah.
Not,
There it is.
not the,
Regular humbucker.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
So humbucker?
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was a lot of that. And
I
making
really like the album where the...
Yeah.
exactly.
No, but people want to make what they want to make.
Yeah,
and that's cool.
and I
yeah.
want them to be stoked. Like, I want them, when it's done, to just be super stoked that they did this thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's so cool. And the guitars thing is one level, and I'm not saying that pickups are better than guitar or whatever, but I just think,
because they're not.
but I just think the added dimension of being able to do a thing, you usually have to buy a pickup and put it in the guitar that you're going to build.
Yeah, well, and I think
That's
we all
next level.
And I think we all believe that a pickup is a major part of
Mhm.
a solid body guitar.
If we
sound.
don't, we're
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so the ability to do that is as cool as the ability to put together something that looks like a guitar.
Mhm.
the neat thing
You
to
could
me
just mount
is
all this shit on a fence
when
post.
when
That's
people
Who does?
when
Yeah.
people come out and wind their own pickups and then build their own guitar, they're going to go home with a complete thing ready to go, all
Yeah.
strung up. They can rock
Yeah.
out on it, and their spouse is going to have a dinner party,
Mhm.
and they're going to go, "Hey, whatever your name is, what have you been up to? Ooh, let me show you." And they run and grab this
Yeah.
cool thing, and we'll
And
check it out. I made this. Oh, awesome! Where'd you get the neck? I made it.
Yep.
What do you mean you made it? Well, I mean I made it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Who made those pickups? Me. Huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
I wound them. I wrapped wire around a magnet.
Yeah. That happened.
I shaped this neck.
That happened earlier today. A guy that we've known for a really long time swung by, neighbor,
Mhm.
swung by, owns
Yeah.
a motorcycle shop, comes by, he's looking around, and he's like, wow, man. And you're telling him, and he's like, so these are going to be like guitars. They're gonna.
Yep.
I think he said you're going to put strings on them. Was
Yeah,
his,
yeah.
You know, that was his.
Wouldn't
end of
do
the-
much good if we
end of the
didn't, Gary.
project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gary. And,
You can say no one knows.
Yeah, no, and nobody's going to call him out. But we've been neighbors with him for almost 3 years,
Mhm.
or probably even 3 years now, and he still doesn't understand that this is a guitar factory. We make guitars from raw wood,
Yeah.
and we're inviting people in.
You should try to explain to
to-
my friends what I do. None of my
Yeah,
friends know
no.
what I do.
Yeah.
No, but we're inviting people in to take part of taking raw wood and some metal parts and making a guitar out of it.
Frankly, if I had it to do over again, I'd make cupcakes.
Yeah, it seems
Yeah,
easier.
it's-
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you know,
Cupcakes and cutting boards. That's a
Cutting
business
boards
right
are
there.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you laugh
Yeah,
about that,
even the
but
name.
you think about the amount of hobby things, you know, like RC cars that beat belt sanders, stuff like that you can just buy on the internet in a million pieces. You can watch some YouTube videos and you can just do it.
Yeah.
There's so many things. You could buy a bicycle at a component level and put it together and have a relatively good bicycle if you watch enough YouTube videos and read. But guitars are that's a different level. You can't just, and you could get a kit or you could get a whatever, but it is not the same.
Brian,
We got super chat.
you've shaped your own neck.
Here, come sit here, Brian.
Yes.
I'll tell you why.
If you were to,
Okay.
so if you were to,
Can we get this super chat really quick?
no, if you were to say, hey,
Welcome, Matthew.
I'm shaping my own neck, I'm just gonna watch some YouTube videos. What would you say? Lots of luck, GI, or I mean, there's shit that happens.
You have
Yeah.
no freaking idea what's involved in that.
Yeah.
The detail that goes into that. And what you said earlier is absolutely true. We were at my neighbor's house. He's right next door, and she's having a little party. And my wife starts talking about this guitar I made. Honey, go get it.
Go get it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm
fetch
there
it.
with these people don't know shit about guitars, and I'm showing them this guitar that is really pretty incredible. I have had other guitar players sit down and play it, and they're like, "Wow, you did this?"
Dang,
That's
Yeah.
cool.
who made the neck?
But I didn't do the pickups, which maybe that's in the agenda. But
That's cool.
not
We
this.
loaded that guitar up though with super high end stuff. With
It
TV
is so
Jones.
cool.
Oh, sweet.
The
Yeah.
TV Jones are. They were my favorite until I picked that Univox back up. Now TV Jones have their own tone that are just amazing. But yeah, it's there's nothing like building a guitar, and as you can tell from watching you guys' channel, guys that say they can't play, half of them are probably, playing it close to the best.
You know what though? I think there's something cool about saying, you know what? Because I'm not a guitar player.
Me
I'm
either.
not. But I express that creativity in making stuff, and I think that's cool.
You know what I say?
Absolutely.
I always say this. I am better at making you sound good than I'm at making me sound good.
That's cool.
Because let's take that super chat.
All right,
real quick.
super chat.
I just don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Band Shank Guitars.
Ivan.
Update on that carbon fiber guitar you had planned on making.
Oh,
The one you're making here?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We need to talk about that while we're here.
Let's put that like switch-o change-o pickup system in it. Right?
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. Come on.
So here's one of the things
Hold on, I have a super chat.
Do you?
I do, but yeah.
One of the things that I did not tell anybody about the pickup winding class stuff is that I brought my Somnium guitar made in Florida, where you can quick change the pickups in it, so that when you get your pickups done, right away you'll be able to put them in a guitar without soldering or anything or cutting anything.
Like a quick switch.
Yeah, be able to put them in and hear them right away. Instead of, wait until next week when their guitar is done. I want them to make sure that they, are stoked. I think it's really exciting. I think it's really exciting for people who haven't done it.
I think it's cool too.
Let's take your super chat.
All right, we have a super chat from Spike, the Frugal Fixer Shop. He says, Matt, thanks for the inspiration and education. I'm going to shape the bass neck tonight after the stream. Put it off long enough. I'm going to go for it using the Shopsmith and your method of the 7/8 round over bit. Spike, you're going to love it. And yeah, the 7/8 round over bit will take off so much material that you'll just have to. Well,
Is that the one you don't like the sound of?
Correct.
Yeah, it's I think with the Shopsmith, I don't know what speed that the RPMs for that is, but I think it's slower than
I'd
10,000.
go at it in a couple of cuts if it was me.
Spike, I don't know
Yeah.
what I might be watching your videos and going, wow, that seems like it's not taking very much, but you might slow motion some of that. So, but let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know, brother.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We got anything else over there?
Yeah, you want them now?
Yep, let's go.
Dylan. I don't know how to say these words.
Who's Dylan?
Glenlivet or Glen Mirage? That's what Jim Cunningham asked.
Glen Mirage.
Oh, I would
It's
go with
Glenworthy.
Glenlivet. Yeah, but okay. Yeah, that's just me.
Windsurf Maui. I'm not a fan of the tilt back headstocks. Is there any reason why no one makes a 3x3 non-tilt back headstock?
Lots of people
Music
do.
Man made the 4x2.
Lots of people make the tilt back. I'm sorry, the scooped out headstock with 3 on a side. Mosrite did it back in the 60s.
Yeah, you may need a string tree. That's the only issue.
Mhm.
Is there might not be enough break angle for the D and G string.
I wonder why people don't like the why they don't like the tilt back headstock. And I have an idea that it's because you get broken headstocks quite a bit.
Yeah, I think so
or you
too.
can't just set the guitar down.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know what? On ours, you can.
I was gonna say both problems. Both
Yeah.
problems you have fixed.
Yeah,
Fact,
and
you can demonstrate that
it doesn't
right
take a whole lot of angle to get enough break angle. But it doesn't take that much wood to make something like this.
No.
You know, if you're using a scarf joint, probably it's because you're using thin wood.
Yeah, and a scarf
You
joint
know?
would on a 7-degree headstock angle would go to
All the
probably
way up here,
here.
yeah.
So then you start angling it because you're still using thin wood,
Mhm.
and just it's okay to.
But yeah,
it's
if
okay to spend
if you have a
$10 more on a blank of wood.
yeah, if you have a reasonably thick body, like Chris was demonstrating, you can make the neck fit in the body and not touch on the end. So if your consternation with angled headstocks is they bust, it's because you've got too much headstock angle gives in
And-
everybody else.
And you don't have to have 6 degrees of neck angle either to pull off. Well, I guess you do
No,
have-
you don't. Depending on what bridge you have, you don't have to
Yeah.
have that much rake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one. Next question.
Oh wait. Well, okay.
Oh.
Brian's got one.
All
So I'm sorry. I just wanted to say I have a 76 Les Paul, and that's what, 12, 14 degrees?
Probably 14. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's still going, and I used to travel with it.
But it probably has if you've one taken care of it, two, it's a Norland era Les Paul. It's probably got a 3-piece neck, and
It is
3,
Norland
it's
era.
got a volute probably.
It does have a.
But those actually probably have a multi-laminate neck.
Okay.
Next question.
Same person, Windsurf Maui. How do you want it to pick up to bring out more mids?
Depends on the pickup. Humbuckers, you can do a thing like vary the whine count from one bobbin to the next by a few hundred, which is what they do in the old school PAFs. And then the other thing is the type of wire you use.
I was gonna say, what about different gauge?
Yeah,
Instead of
wire-
going 42, go 43 or 41.
Actually, not so much the gauge of the wire, but the thickness of the insulation makes a
Okay.
big difference too. Keep going.
Sean Imenheiser. Why put finish on a guitar at all? Just let it bear. If finish is better, no finish should be best.
Sean, you're 100% right, and I like your style. Having said that, we did a run of before when Texas Toast was the very, very first guitars we made in 2010
Yeah.
were all no finish, no controls. They were one pickup wired right to the jack because you can't bitch and whine and bellyache about you got the wrong pots, you got the wrong capacitor, you got the wrong wire. It's wire from the pickup straight to the jack. And there was no finish on them. They were oil finished. So you couldn't go, you got the wrong kind of finish. It's too thick. The finish needs to be thinner. You know how popular they were? Not at all. Nobody liked them.
Because
So-
they want shiny stuff
Shiny
or
things.
sparkly stuff.
They want
or
shiny,
whatever.
sparkly
Uh-huh.
shit with a bunch of knobs. But
Yep.
if it was
Yeah.
up to me,
You're
which,
no
which,
guy.
which I mean, I guess it is, but I cannot sell guitars with no finish and no controls. Though back in those days and still today, you got the wrong wire. You got the wrong. No, let's just shit can all that stuff. It's got no finish on the neck. We were using like a lot of Wenge and a lot of rosewood necks, oil finished alder, oil finished mahogany, and wired one pickup right to the jack. Everybody hated them.
Next question.
Paul McNary, is Steve from Maximum going to be making guest appearances at May classes?
That's a great question that I don't know the answer to. I bet you we
I
could
don't
make
know
that
either.
happen.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Jim Cunningham, is it a price thing that keeps us from using 2 sets of magnets to make a humbucker instead of 1 set and screws with the magnet below them?
It is not price, it is tone. So if
Yeah,
you're
those are two different.
that's two
pickups.
different pickups. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So if you were to take because what people don't realize is the screws and the slugs in a humbucker are not magnets. They are just steel. They're just a mild steel, either 1021 or 1018, depends on, anyway. I think we use 1018. Those are just steel. It's just steel. There's no magnet. If you take those out and put magnets in, sort of like a 70s Cunif magnet wide range humbucker from Fender, they sound more single coily. It's a different sound altogether. So it's not necessarily a cost thing as much as it is just how you want it to sound.
I don't like single coils, but I do like P90s.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. My favorite is, I would have a P90, but humbuckers are hotter.
Yeah, good idea. Good
Not.
move, dude. Hold on, we have a super chat from Spike. He says he wants to know what speed should he run his Shopsmith for a 7/8 roundover bit. And Spike, I don't know the answer, but what I do know is that our jet pin router that we use for that neck shaping operation runs at 10,000. Try some other stuff out and see what you think, but we run it at 10K.
Next.
Super chat, Benjamin Miranda. New but
Thanks, Benjamin.
question. I'm having a warbling sound in the high register B and G strings, more noticeable when overdriven. I have tried lowering the pickups, but no success. Any suggestion? Love the channel, by the way.
You need a
Warblings?
string tree, or the distance from your bridge to your, or I'm sorry, from your string
angle.
stopping to your bridge is too long.
So it's a Clapton Strat with active pickups.
You need a string tree. I bet you he's got Spurzel locking tuners.
There might
and
be,
you need a
yeah, there
string
might
tree.
be some, especially if it's only on the open strings that it's warbling, but as soon as he plays like the first fret, it stops. That's usually a sign that there's not enough break angle
Right here.
here. Yeah.
Mhm.
And a lot of guys, you know,
Or it could be
you'll
the
see-
nut is wrong.
I was about to say,
Yeah, the nut could be wrong. A lot of guys, you'll see one string tree in a lot of Fenders, but occasionally you'll see two string trees, and that's because there's just not quite enough break angle over it. So you
Yeah.
need to do that.
so especially, if it is specifically the B and the E, and if it is
B&G.
the B and the G, and if it is a Clapton, that means it's not new,
He said
probably.
he's new.
Now,
Which
one thing that you could, so that's really like
could
us
also
going,
be a low
this
guy.
is wrong. What do you do if you do if that is it? You know what I would do is upgrade to a set of Hipshot staggered tuners.
Uh-huh.
And if you need to put a string tree, do. But
Yep.
if you don't, if you can get away with no string tree and staggered tuners, do that.
That is the
So-
bomb.
So the way to check it is to push down on the strings in front of the nut. If it's only doing it in the open, you press down on the string just a little bit and pluck the string, and if it goes away, then it's the break angle from the nut to the tuner.
Or the nuts dipped
If
up.
it doesn't go away, then it's the nut.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, if it
Yeah.
doesn't go away, it's the nut.
Yeah.
If it does go away,
Then
it's
it's the angle.
the angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could have a
Bonafide.
nut slot that has a
Correct.
little bit of a
Mhm.
step in it.
Well, so really you're just checking the break angle over this. That's the way I
And-
check them. If
Mhm.
they
And
need
you
a
could
string
have
tree or
both.
not.
You could
Yeah.
have need of a string tree on
Yeah.
one string and dicked up nut on
Yeah,
another.
you could also measure it and do all that other stuff, but yeah, a couple of quick things
Yep.
to check, at least
Yep.
get started on.
Yeah.
Next.
There you go.
Last one, Kirk
Every-
Briggs. What do you do with the fifth uncovered wire on a humbucker? Is it grounded to the back of the volume pot with the black wire?
Yes.
It's a shield, so yeah.
Yeah, it's just a shield.
And as everybody knows, shielding is everything.
Yes, and if
So
if your shielding isn't conductive from you can't put your multimeter here and here beep, then your shielding's wrong.
Exactly.
No, don't worry about that shit.
Yeah,
And-
but you ground it.
People do this thing where they're like, I have to stop all the stuff from getting out. No, you're worried about stuff getting in, not getting out.
I cannot
Yeah.
explain that. So I bought, and it's a video I got to do when I get home because I didn't bring it with me, but I bought an RFI, like an EMI meter,
Yeah.
like where you can walk around and go up to a fluorescent light
Oh,
and
yeah.
see how much
Uh-huh.
electromagnetic interference is
Yeah.
coming off of that light.
Yeah.
Because I want to do a video because people cannot get it through people's heads that a pickup is an antenna
Mhm.
and that it is picking up noise through the air.
Mhm.
Everybody thinks that it's coming through the cable, which there can be
Mhm.
ground
Do you remember? Did you
problems.
see that Bohemian Rhapsody movie?
No.
With where it's basically the Freddie Mercury story with what's his name? Brian May was the technical advisor, but it was I can't remember who played Freddie Mercury. It was that guy who was really good. Anyway, when they're in the studio, Brian May's like hearing everybody's talking to his guitar so people can hear him in the studio.
So I want to do a video about how that noise comes over the air. It does not come through the wires. And what shielding, because I've made these videos about where you take a pick guard and you can actually take a pick guard and ground it and put it outside the guitar. I should do this video again. And you can catch EMI, or, radio, electromagnetic interference and ground it to the guitar, and the noise will go away, and it doesn't even have to be in the guitar. So it's not even about shielding in the guitar. It's about catching it in the air and bleeding it off the ground.
It's trying to stop it from getting into the guitar, not from going the other way.
Right.
And if
Exactly.
you can play like Brian May, you don't care about microphonic. Now, if you want to irritate people, here's a great video idea. Your 0 fret needs to be exactly the same height as your 21st fret.
What?
Yeah. You will get your 0 fret needs to be exactly the same height as your 1st fret. People will lose their fucking minds. God, no, it doesn't. It needs to be 20,000. No, it doesn't it needs to be exactly the same height as all the other frets.
You have gone, you have a 0 fret thing.
We don't use 0 frets, but we know what a 0 fret is, and we know how to do them.
A 0 fret, as in they're not on my guitar.
Well, there's a fret there.
Yeah.
There's a fret, a string guide.
Oh yeah.
And everybody thinks that
the reason we don't
the
use
fret
0
needs to be
frets.
taller because
Yeah.
they're cheap.
Well, because people associate
That's
them
what
with
they
cheap
think.
guitars.
That's what they think they are. Yeah. But yeah, 0 frets are cool, except anyway.
What's the purpose?
Well, they're a way to if you are working in a factory, the nut doesn't have to be cut
Oh, gotcha.
effective. Doesn't have to be perfect, because at that point it's just a string guide.
It's just a slot.
No. It's the same. It
still
intonates
intonates on the front.
Yeah, it still works.
that
yeah,
edge.
Yeah.
So
I got
the
you.
nut doesn't have to
Yeah,
be
like so.
cut right. It just has to be a slots that keep
Guide
the
the
strings
string.
from moving around.
Mhm.
In fact, it's ideal if the string guide slots for the strings are too deep, if the strings don't rest in there. That's what you want.
Because you want it to sit on top.
You want it to
of
sit
that
on
0
top of the fret.
Yeah.
So it's instead of the 1st fret or the 2nd fret or the 22nd fret, it's the 0 fret. It's where the nut is. People go, it's got to be taller. No, it doesn't got to be taller, dude. Just like the 3rd fret doesn't have to be taller than the 4th fret.
Which would be bad.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
And so on.
ideally, every fret as you go down needs to be a little bit shorter, but
Mhm.
except that it's not, because
Except that
the
it's
necks
not.
have relief.
You've just opened up a whole can of worms.
Yeah. So if you want to make a video where you
Seven-
irritate
Wait.
everybody,
So
Yeah.
theoretically, we could take a neck and make it 100% flat,
uh-huh.
and then go 1/1000th of an inch shorter
Yes.
on each fret all the way down, and it
Yes.
would play perfect.
Yeah, you could do that, or you could make them all the same, and it would also play perfect.
But when I put a capo on, it works fine.
yeah. If you put a capo here or here, it works great. But all of a sudden, your 0 fret has to be taller than all the other frets.
But
I've made that guitar.
I
That's
know.
wrong.
I know.
it only matters when the strings are open.
No, we just did that.
Is there any more questions over there? Okay.
Leslie's like,
She's like, are we done yet?
Can we
2
be
hours of
done
this.
yet?
This is.
I wanna go back
this
to
is
the
so
module.
fun. It is 7 o'clock, which is a lot
9
later
o'clock your
where we
time.
live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for hanging out. This has been really fun. There's gonna be people in the comments like, I don't like it when you do streams with them because they always take over. And I'm like, I'm having fun hanging out with my friends.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here. So
Yeah.
anyway.
I
don't like Matt. He's so loud. I like Matt because he's so
I was
loud.
fairly reserved tonight.
Oh, for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 3 or 4 more weeks of these that we can do.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
wait.
Do people actually say I don't like Matt because he's too loud?
in my
Yes,
we'll
like
check
this.
my comments
Yes.
tomorrow. You watch.
Yes, cool.
That's
All right,
awesome.
good.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We will see you later. You have to
All right.
stop yours.
Oh shit! Yeah, I have to stop mine too. No, I'll just keep it going.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Mm.
Texas toast after hours.
After dark.
After dark.
Oh my